All right, so we're back again with a couple of thoughts podcast. We're back again. I'm Beans.
Bree.
Amber.
Justine. All right, so yeah, how are you guys? How's your week and weekend been?
A long weekend.
Yeah. Oh well.
For the country, it's been a long weekend, so it felt like a long weekend for myself also. It's been a lot going on every single day, every single hour. It's like some crazy shit happening. So
have you participated?
No.
Yes, I participated from home.
Well, I mean, there were a lot of riots and stuff. We didn't go downtown. We weren't involved in any of that. Like, I know it started around Friday night. We went to a friend's birthday gathering, and there was a whole bunch of reports and stuff. People like uptown and like downtown destroying a bunch of bars and clothing stores, and then people in the looting the malls and stuff. It was crazy. There's still people out protesting today, like in South Dallas and other parts of Dallas. They're out having peaceful protests too. So, we didn't go out any of it. I mean, we worked, and then I started school this weekend. So,
but it was a good weekend. I forgot we ended up even going to that birthday thing. It was a good weekend.
It was cool. It
was a good weekend.
It was very emotional. Just kind of seeing all of that stuff in the media, and then it was just a lot. It was really triggering for me. And it's like, one of my coworkers, my Hispanic coworker, we talked about it, but other than me, I'm the only black person in the office, and just him coming and kind of talking to me about it, and I feel like that's what's up, that's cool, like he's keeping up with everything that's going on in the state of America, versus like my Caucasian coworkers who don't mention anything about it, like it doesn't exist. Not that I want them to kind of spark the conversation. I just feel like, I don't know. It's a couple things that have already been done or said that kind of rub me the wrong way. But it just kind of, I don't know. It's odd. It's an odd thing. I don't really know how to.
What are you talking about?
Like, I feel like it's, he came and he discussed it with me. Us, he's Hispanic, I'm black. Like, we can talk about it. We can have the conversation. But me and a white person, it's like, it's not going to ever present itself.
Why?
Because they won't do it. They won't acknowledge it.
But there's a lot of white people protesting.
There are a lot of white people protesting, but I haven't met. Well, when I go to work or the office and stuff like that, that's not a discussion that we have.
My question for you is, how would you think? How would they bring that to you while being like sensitive about it?
I mean, it was the same way he brought it to me. He was like, "Have you seen everything that's been going on?" Like the same exact way he did.
I think that's how you can tell a racist.
He just came.
A racist white person is not going to talk to you about the riots and the protests
or things that go on in the world. But a
white person that's like that feels strongly about it too would be like,
yeah, they would come and sit down and they would talk to me. They would definitely acknowledge it.
Way to know if somebody who's a white person that you know is racist.
They would definitely acknowledge it.
Like, I don't know. I think ignore and act like the shit never happened.
I don't think that's like a sure way to tell the difference between the races. I just think that given that everything is like so heightened, that like I don't know if they would know how, I guess, that conversation would be perceived. But I guess it's just one of those things too where you just gotta be
for like 3 years now, so she knows me.
Well,
I feel like if I were a stranger, then okay. But we're a small crew. Like we communicate with each other nonstop all day. Like we spend a lot of time together, just as much. Like that's like work is like my second home basically, and my crew is like it's basically I don't want to say family, but I spend a lot of time with them, and there is a personal relationship there, that is there. It's just with anything like that may occur, it's like it's just they don't have any say, or they never weigh in. I don't want to say all, but just the circumstances of my office.
Okay.
So I don't know, and then I feel like I'm constantly teaching especially when I moved outside of Atlanta. I'm constantly teaching white people about me. Like when I first got hired, not with this company here, I was the only black girl in the office, and they would say, "Oh, they would say little stuff about it, stuff about Atlanta, and thinking it's ghetto, or saying, 'Oh, I thought you were white when I talked to you over the phone,' Or when they see
wow.
my nieces and nephews, oh, are they mixed? They're so light. I said, black people do come and have different shades. Come to work with my hair straightened. Oh, is that a perm? Like, I'm constantly teaching them about black people, about me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've asked, how long does it take you to wash your hair? Is it because it's so hard to comb through? Like, stuff like that, like, I didn't really experience until I left Atlanta and I came to Dallas. Like, I never had to teach someone about me. Like, I don't ask other races questions like that, but I'm constantly being asked.
But do you think
questions.
people should riot or not?
I mean, people are entitled to their feelings. People are entitled to how they want to express themselves. I do feel like riots have been going on. Like, black people aren't the start of riots. Riots have been going on.
I'm talking about right now, though, do you think they should riot?
Since the beginning of time. I mean, that if there's a group of people that are being ignored and the system is constantly failing them, then I feel like that is going to be effect of the failure. That's going to be just basically that's what happens when you ignore the rights of people and you don't acknowledge things. Like, there's systematic oppression that's been going on for years and years. Like, everything has just been bubbling up to the surface, and it's constantly kind of happening where it hits this like peak and it just explodes. So this I'm not surprised by any of it. I'm not surprised by any of it. It was going to happen, and it's going to continue to happen until something changes.
I'm okay with the riots. I'm okay with the protests, but I feel as though the riots aren't always being sparked by us. It's being sparked by like other people or like aggressors. I don't know. I know like a lot of people here were upset that like some of like the black businesses were looted and things like that, and it's like, okay, I can understand you all being upset about black people looting other black businesses, but I just think it's bigger than that business. I don't think that it was one of those things where it's like, oh, this black business, we're gonna single you out. I think your business was in an area where other shops were. You happen to be a target too, because they cleared Buckhead shops out where like the Dior and the Hermes, all that stuff is. They cleared that out. So it's just like,
what you mean? They emptied the stores?
Yeah.
Yes.
They were. Oh,
Serious?
Yes.
Empty.
Yeah,
Nigga,
just
they
like
ran
they
through
did
Phipps and
here.
everything.
all of that. They cleared through all of that stuff.
Lennox.
Yeah.
Wait. I'm talking about. Wait. Was it was emptied by people that were looting?
Yes.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Duh.
So it's just like, I mean, people are just like,
I thought you meant like the store owners probably like, oh shit, these niggas out here going crazy. Let's just
No.
put up this shit now.
No,
But
no,
looters went in and
no.
fucked up
They did
Hermes.
not. They didn't
They
get
all
like
all that stuff.
a Amber Alert.
Are
Clear
you
the stores out,
serious?
everybody.
yeah, like, cause
Somebody's up.
the first video I saw was with that Target, and
Oh yeah.
I remember
that
that the CEO of Target put out a statement and basically was like, it's okay, like this stuff can be replaced. I'm more so concerned about
it's
like the
insurance,
mistreatment
it's
of
covered.
like black people, da 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 da. And it's just like, I appreciate that stance more, because 9 times out of 10 y'all have insurance. All that stuff can be replaced.
It can be replaced.
And I understand like as a
more money than that.
Yeah, and even like as a
what that shit costs.
Way more.
yeah, as a small business owner, like I think that may just be more emotional, especially as a black small business owner, because you have to deal with the weight of the world, and then like your business also being targeted. But it's just like, you'll get it back. Sadly, don't know
True.
when.
Exactly.
Really, it's a blessing during this time, because a small business owner after COVID probably wasn't making no money anyway. You probably behind on rent, behind on a whole bunch of shit. That shit burned down. You are really.
Yeah, but did y'all see?
They probably burned that shit down themselves.
There's this like clip going around the internet where there's a newscaster, just kind of like casting from out downtown, and there's a white lady just with a bunch of clothes, a bunch of bags, and she's just walking out of the store with a ton of shit. And the newscaster's like, well, maybe she's one of the employees and she's coming to straighten up the store. No. And the only reason they said that is because it was a white lady carrying tons of shit out of the store, and they had the audacity to say, maybe possibly she's an employee. No, she wasn't an employee. The only reason you're covering for her is because she was white. Had it been a black girl, that news report would have been
Look at this
completely different.
thug. I just I hate it so much.
Yes.
I hate it so much.
Like,
How's you?
But they've also been saying that there are groups infiltrating these riots, like kind of like I would, like Klan. I don't know. They call them some outright. What are they called now?
All right, start with an A.
It's called alt something.
Alt-right.
They're
Yeah,
alt-right have been infiltrating, and they've been participating, and they've been doing a lot of rioting. Trying to, I guess, make it even worse. Try to make black people look bad, but they were rioting and burning crosses and burning down Black Wall Street and all types of shit.
Yeah, I think that's what's the most frustrating part about it, is like whether we start a riot or don't start a riot, whether we protest or not, we're still like the bad guy. We're still the culprit. We're still to blame, and it's just like it's exhausting. Exhausting.
It's really freaking sad.
But I mean, outside of that, and how was your weekend?
How were you guys in Atlanta with all that going on over the weekend?
Aaron, say how are you? This weekend. Where were we? This weekend seems like a blur.
Oh shit, I don't know.
This weekend was really a blur.
I don't know what I did yesterday.
But as far as like being here, we haven't participated in like any of like the protests or anything like that, but they're around the corner. He actually got stopped by the protesters, like going past like Auburn on the way back.
I'm not going out on that shit.
But a part of me, I'm torn.
I got a gun, bro.
I'm
not
just
going
really torn.
Without my shit. All it takes is for one of them cops to see my shit, and it's a wrap.
Yeah, I'm cool. Torn. It's like a part of me really, really wants to go, but I'm fearful in the same breath because I just know how quickly things can go from sugar to shit for black people, especially like large crowds of black people.
Like even a peaceful protest, you feel like you wouldn't go?
No.
Do you feel like it'll turn from like the police will kind of turn it from peaceful to something?
Definitely. I just don't understand why.
Okay.
Oh. I guess the way that the peaceful protests are being met by the police are totally different from how those like protests are met by white people who wanted to get like their haircuts, or like the white people who are at the White House. Like y'all are literally meeting peaceful protesters in like riot gear and things like that, and tear gas, and it's just like it's a lot. And I just rather be uncomfortable at home.
Though, man.
Would you go, Drew?
Yes, I would love. I wanted to go Saturday. I would love to go.
Only because
I wouldn't riot.
Like there's been, I wouldn't riot, but I would definitely go to like
and loot.
I wouldn't riot or loot, but I feel like I could go to a peaceful protest. I feel like I would go because I don't know. I just feel like with our ancestors and everything and all the stuff that. All the blood and everything that was shed for us in order to get to where we are now. I feel like there are a lot of people who provided, that pace, that momentum, who stepped in and did it because of, their unborn children and, for the betterment of our race later down the line. So even, I know it could, there is a possibility, there is a high risk chance that it could go left. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting in charge and going to jail for something like that. I'm not going to try to combat the police, or I'm not going to try to fight them, or I guess provoke them, air quotes. But I would definitely go out, hold signs,
I ain't catching no
yeah,
case.
because I don't know.
Hold you.
Right.
I don't mind. Put it on my.
I think we're both. We're more so
I have my
on a fearful
I don't care,
side.
I don't mind.
I'm not fearful.
I'll go to jail for what? A peaceful protest. I'll go to and I'll get an attorney to beat it.
But I'm not like afraid. I'm just risk the reward for me.
Yeah, but that's an
not
element.
That's not me being.
It's a little element of fear because you don't want.
That's just more logical for me and rational.
Yeah, but your first response was like, if they see that I have a gun, then it's a wrap. You don't want anything to happen. That's kind of coming from like a small place of fear. Like that can be
a gun to a peaceful protest.
I ain't going nowhere
that
without
can be
my
like
gun.
logical.
I don't give a fuck where I'm at. I'm not going to the car. I'm not checking the mailbox. I ain't taking out the trash. Whether this shit going on or not, I'm not going anywhere without my gun.
The moment they see it, that's
the crazy. And the crazy part is, white people get to walk around with their fucking AR-15s on their backs and don't nobody do shit.
Says anything to them.
You're exactly right.
And I think that's why this has to happen, because I think when everybody's like talking about, oh, why are they rioting? Why are they looting? It's like people. Okay, if we were just being, if they were like, like in school, or as Bree, in school, and as everybody knows, if you got brothers and sisters, the bad kid always get all the attention. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be like that, but if you have a classroom, the bad kids are gonna be the one who gets the most attention from the teacher. And it's like if we peaceful protesting, you're not gonna get the attention that I feel wouldn't have got the attention that it needed.
No, yeah.
I think we wouldn't even be on the news as much if everybody, oh look, they have a group of people, they're walking, holding signs, Black Lives Matter.
But I think that's what's frustrating, because during the day there are the protests all throughout the day, and that's not getting nowhere near as much coverage as when the sun go down.
As much at all.
And it's just like people been outside.
That's why you have to do it. Like some people, there are people like you said in Atlanta looting shit that they need. But some of the videos you see, like one nigga was walking out of Target with a mannequin.
Aren't even looting
like
shit
they're doing it.
They just doing it just to do
it.
Just to do it.
People don't need
this
shit.
That's the whole beauty of it, is the fact of, look, I'm the one nigga walking out with a mannequin.
You do what you want to do. I don't give a damn. I'm just saying, like, it's not like people looting shit. No, niggas is just doing it.
That's what I'm saying. That's the whole thing, because they're doing it for. I think it's just a sign to say, okay, you know what, y'all want to do what the fuck you want to do. Fuck it then. We all just gonna do the shit. Like, we just gonna fuck shit up. Fuck it. Because they're looting shit that don't even make sense. Like, somebody took a mannequin out of Target.
You don't need it.
Like, you're not, like, you're doing it just now to be fucked. Like, you just want to be the one.
What if they got a clothing line? They need to
dress
the mannequin.
and they need, all I need is this mannequin.
I didn't want to spend $70 for a mannequin, so I'm going to go get that.
They talking about a lady took a cheesecake out of a cheesecake.
I saw that. And they was like, where did you get the cheesecake from?
A cheesecake.
She just came out of Cheesecake Factory, just walking, minding her business.
Yeah, like, but it's like they doing it just to say, okay, you know what? They killed a nigga. They killed a nigga.
Prove a point.
Yeah, it's like you prove, like you like, okay, now this is
basically, we're enraged.
Yeah, fuck it then. Upset. Fuck it. Y'all saying fuck it. We saying fuck it.
Fuck the country of America.
Fuck
basically.
the law. They saying fuck
y'all.
It. If we all breaking the law, you can't. You, like, it's just like fuck it. I like
y'all get to go around and doing this and getting away with it. So they like,
we just gonna do whatever the fuck we want to do.
I'm interested to see how long.
And then basically they getting away with it.
Really.
I don't think it's gonna last that long.
I feel like it's gonna keep happening in spurts.
No, it's not. If y'all watch today, this happens like literally.
The crowds are getting smaller and smaller.
No, if you watch today, an hour ago or hour and a half ago, Trump did a speech, and he said since the governments and the governors and shit like that can't handle it, he said everybody is on a 6 p.m. curfew shit. He talking about at the in Washington, D.C., he's sending 1,000 troops, and he said that he'll send them off to other states. Like, he's about to put his foot down big time.
Yeah,
so I know it's going to...
It's terrifying, because it's like you can't protest without them coming through with, like, an iron fist. And it's just like, what the fuck? Can't win for losing. You can't win for losing. But I think it'll keep going for a little while, because I think people are really tired of being heard. And I think that
tired of
this has definitely had a lot more momentum behind it versus like other protests that we've seen.
I feel like this has been going on since before we were born.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I feel like it's been going on for a really long time. I don't see why it wouldn't go on. It hasn't been going on long enough.
No, you're talking about like this, like how everybody
what the protesting
for the past 5 days been rioting every single night.
I don't think it'll be like on a consistent basis, but I feel like there will be uprisings if this continues to happen. It may not be every day.
Yeah. I think they probably have about 5 to 7 more days in them, honestly. But I think that the reason that it may die down is because of what is to come from like the president and like National Guard and things like that.
Even like you said, why you see less people nowadays? Yeah, exactly.
If the National Guard wasn't,
and they're coming with
tanks and stuff.
Yeah, they're doing it so strategically. Yeah, they doing like they splitting the big groups in half and then separating them and shit, and then be like square. Like they doing it super strategically.
But if it wasn't for them, I definitely think the groups would still be here. And then they're implementing these like crazy ass curfews and things like that, and it's just like that's.
But the thing is, it's like
I saw that.
But in the end of it all, it's like rioting and even protesting isn't gonna change that issue that killed George Floyd.
I mean, that's policies and laws and accountability.
That can't even change it. That's not gonna change it. Policies and laws isn't gonna. There's policies and laws right now already in place to stop something like that happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's
years
and years of racist shit.
We're not gonna see no change in our lifetime. I say this shit all the time. Like
that's years.
As bad as it sounds,
because there's policies and laws
happen.
to protect that, and the protest isn't gonna change that. I just like the stance that it is. I like the fact of saying, okay, you know what, y'all want to do what the fuck y'all want to do. Fuck it then. I'm going in Hermes. I'm going in Icebox, and I'm driving a car in Lennox and shit. Like, fuck it.
Ooh, okay. Well, to move to lighter pieces, I would like to know. I was actually, I don't know if I want to make this a 2-part or 1-part. We'll go with 1 part. Have you?
Why not 2 parts?
Okay. 2 parts. First part.
Fast as you can save it for next week.
No. First part. So, have you ever lost your identity in a relationship, present, past, or anything like that? And if you have, what part of you was like lost in that process?
Hell yeah.
Hell yes. I'm lost now. I lost myself now.
And he found a better
and
man.
I'm going to tell yourself, okay, can I finish my shit? I lost a part of me, but it was a part of me that I felt needed to be lost. Almost in a sense, if that makes sense. Because I think I was really, really, really stuck in a lot of some of my old Drew ways in my past relationships, I could say. And I could say, I could definitely guarantee say that. I think I was just like stuck in my way. And it's good to be stuck in some ways, but some ways have to change. And I think that's the part that when you're in a relationship, you be like, oh, damn, this is me, though. This is me. Like, I'm like, this is me. This is how I am. But it's like, okay, nigga, at some point, you got to evolve. And it's not even losing yourself because, I didn't lose Andrew. I'm still Andrew. I'm still me, but I evolved. Did that make sense? Like, so I wouldn't say it even changed myself, but I evolved, if that makes sense. Like, my perfect example, like, Charizard is still Charmander.
I know what you mean.
Everybody just play Pokemon. You would understand it. Like, it's not like, oh, that's Charmander. Oh, and then Charizard, like, you're not Charmander anymore.
Oh,
Ash still knows. No, that's still Charmander. You know what I mean? Like, it's still Drew. I just lost that part of me.
Okay,
and
what
I
part
evolved.
of you was lost?
So I think, Andrew, pre my current relationship, was a very. And I didn't even know this. Now I'm starting to know this. I'm a selfish person. I'm selfish with my time. I'm selfish with emotions. Like, I put my emotions first a lot throughout my life. And I'm a super duper. I'm not as that selfish with things, but when it comes to shit that really matters, like the priceless type shit, like my time and shit like that, I'm super duper selfish. And I was super duper like just put my feelings emotionally, physically, and everything first. Okay. And I think that's the part of me that I kind of lost now. So now it's like more of I may not want to call my grandmother, but it would mean a lot for her if I call her. I may not want to, does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yep. Well, I mean, that's you.
Does that give an example? Like, that's the part of me that I lost is the part of me. Sorry, the burp, but the part of me that was like super duper selfish. Like, I'm not right. To take a break. I'm good. It came up through my mouth. But I say that's the part of me that I lost. I would say that's the part of me. Like, I'm not as selfish. I was a super duper. And I never felt like I was selfish because with items or material things, I wasn't selfish at all. But with the things that really matter, like my time, I would be like, why do I need to call my mom? I'm chilling. I'm good. Boo boo bop. And I may not call my mother. Like, I just think way more outside of Andrew when it comes to like, those type of different things.
You have more empathy now. You're more considerate now.
It's a me thing. Me question.
I'm just saying what I've noticed since. I'm just saying since I first started.
Okay, well, yeah. What else did you notice? What part of Andrew is lost from when you first met him? I would love to hear this actually.
I feel like you've lost I feel like I don't want to say what you
My
lost, but
charisma?
you gained a lot of trust.
What did I lose though? I want to. The whole question is what did I lose?
You pretty much highlighted what you lost because you used to always like kind of admire how much I keep in touch with my family.
I did,
and I feel like you've progressively like gotten better in communicating
slowly,
with yours.
very slow process.
As far as like you are very selfish with your time. I mean, he was even very selfish with me and my time. He wanted all of my time too. Mm-hmm. He was very selfish.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I was like, super selfish. Yeah.
Like whenever I'm not around him, whenever I wasn't around him, or if I remember I flew home for a couple of days when we first moved out to Dallas. He was nonstop on my ringer. Like it was incessant. Like and it was just I had to have a talk with him after that. Like. We're still, two individuals. We're going to have our own journeys and things like that. But you got to know how, you got to learn how to trust. And he kind of was able to he was able, just basically me acting that way and me showing him a different way. It started rubbing off on him.
Yeah. And I'll say it was like a baggage that was on me, but I'm like, that's just me. That's how I am. But slowly but surely, gradually, as time went on, I lost that part of Andrew to be super selfish with my own time.
That's a negative aspect. I'm thinking more so like, are there any like positive things, like a piece of you that you feel as though like may have been lost in like a relationship?
Is there a piece of you? I can't.
Yeah, because I was just saying like I definitely have like lost myself in a relationship. I definitely would say even just like in this relationship now, I think I'm finally kind of getting back into like a space where I'm like myself and I'm not necessarily the person that like Aaron expects me to be. So like even just something like as little as like Aaron likes to stay up at all hours of the night. At first I was trying to hang, things like that. But that's not how my body cooperates whatsoever. I'm a morning person. Like I will get up and leave the house and get everything done before 12 and then come home and I'm like good to go. And it's just like, okay, I can chill for a little bit and get things done. And I think it's just finding, I guess, more like of a comfort level and getting back to that. Because like my biggest issue why I wouldn't leave in the mornings because I wouldn't want to wake him up because I know that he just laid down. So I would just like lay in the bed until he gets up and it's just like, okay, I can go and do stuff now.
So the part of you felt you lost was the fact of no,
I just think it's just like a independence part where it's just like
I feel like it's
where it's just like okay, I understand that like this is where we differ as people. Like I can hang out with you some nights and stay up all hours of the night, but for the most part, like no, I want to go to bed at like 10:30 so I can get up.
It's kind of like visiting one another's spaces, like you're two different, you're both different, and you've been able to stay up late and do this or that. Maybe you can, throw some NyQuil and throw some lean in Aaron's drink one night, and you guys just.
All right, Bill Cosby. All right, Bill Cosby.
Exactly.
All right, Bill Cosby.
So that you can be up at 7:30 with me, because it's like even like little things where like. Bear used to eat his first meal at like 6:15 in the morning. Granted, I'm not at work. Like, he don't eat now until like 11:30. So it's just a huge like shift. So it's like I'm slowly trying to get back to where I was.
So what made you even start doing, like, what made you say, okay, you know what, me, because whenever y'all are dating, your sleep pattern is still the same, but then what made you start saying, okay, I'm gonna stay up late, or I'm gonna switch that?
I think
was that
Corona?
forced?
No, I think it was the quarantine.
Stay up late?
From him just like being here and like it's different when we were on different schedules and I would like leave the house and like go to work and then come back and like he's well rested and he's like up and we can like hang out for a few hours before like I lay down and go back to bed. But it's just like we're together all the time. So like his habits are his habits and it's like, okay, I'll stay up with you till like 1-2 o'clock. And I think just maybe like in the last 2 or so weeks, I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed. I'm not staying up.
That puppy dog stage out there.
So it's just like those like little things. I think it has to do with more so independence versus like staying up with him. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna get up and leave now, because that's what I do. I would leave in the mornings and then just come back and hang out.
Yeah. It was only
that's
so
a little
much.
change.
It was only, you were only gonna go on for that for so long, because if that's in your nature, you're gonna revert back to how you are at your core either way. So you tried it, but
that's a little thing.
Sound like
that's
she gonna be going to
but
bed.
that's a little thing to lose.
I feel like
it's more
it's independence, because I was just so worried about like him waking up, or like how he would feel if I wanted to like leave during the day. Like I went and bought plants today, and I kept asking, I was like, do you want to go with me? And he was like, no, like that's your thing, and I don't want to be like impatient, because I know that's something that you enjoy. And I was just like, okay. And then he called me and he was like, you're still at the same place? And I was like, yeah. I've been here for like an hour and 15 minutes.
Should have brought your ass. I told you.
Not want to do that for that long.
I told
I'm not going.
That would be horrible.
Then be up in there mad, ready to go.
Horrible.
And then be mad at us because we taking too long.
Exactly. That's why now I learned my
You wanna know the
lesson.
story
I
that
learned my
happened
lesson.
somehow?
Fuck it.
I don't like going to the
Y'all remember that episode? Y'all remember that episode of Martin where he was like, "Who you going to buy shoes with?" It was Pam and some guy, and then he tried to do it, and that shit was horrible.
He was miserable.
And he called the guy
He
back
was
to go
miserable.
shopping.
He said, "Yeah, come,
He was like, "Come go shoe shopping with him."
come get Gina,
Yeah,
take
I
her
ain't
shoe
doing
shopping."
that. You ever lost yourself in a relationship?
Yeah, I have. And it wasn't anything. I feel like I lost myself in it because it was just like toxic. Like I feel like I was compromising a lot of what I would normally not put up with. Like just like kind of like the cheating, the back and forth, like I would be fighting. Like I was really losing myself in that relationship, because I feel like that was like the first relationship I had, but it was the first relationship, but it was also very, very toxic. So, and it went on for a while. So it was a lot of off and on, back and forth. I felt like I compromised what I would, like I said, what I normally wouldn't put up with, which would be like, just the lying, and then the not holding yourself accountable, because, that was like, I guess my first love. And I dated before, but I hadn't really like experienced that type of love. No. Like there are different types of love. So that I feel like that type was particularly like, it was like really high highs and really low lows and no in between. So it would feel like ecstasy one moment, and then it would feel like depression in another moment. Mm-hmm. So it was just like no in between.
That sound like withdrawal.
She sound like
it was a drug. It was a drug.
Going through withdrawals.
It was a drug. But love has, being in love, it triggers certain like things in you, like there, happiness, just being in love, like being in a healthy relationship. I feel like increase your lifespan, and if you're living in a relationship, if you're in a relationship that causes major stress, then you probably wouldn't live as long. Like I feel like that's what I kind of I lost myself completely, entirely. Like I would be sick. I was like the smallest I'd ever been in my life, like just from stressing and, and I'm not the type of person to kind of like constantly worry or check in or, and do stuff like that. But I found myself being like just really kind of like, I was constantly kind of, trying to make sure I was basically trying to prevent an outcome that was inevitable. Like I'm trying to
prevent somebody from cheating, even though they were gonna cheat anyway.
Yeah, and then I can't help what anybody outside of me does. I can only help what I do, and I feel like I was trying to help. I was trying to help someone that didn't want to be helped. So a lot of the stuff I lost myself in that. But when I finally decided to end it, I found who I truly am. Like I'm not the same person I was when I was in that toxic relationship. Like I handled things completely differently.
And then found yourself.
It's like a phoenix rising from the ashes type thing. Like I evolved out of chaos. So that I really definitely found like what it showed me how I want to be in a relationship. It showed me what I want from a man in a relationship. It showed me that I just became more powerful when after all of those experiences, after losing my trust, after losing my security, like I feel like I was so confident before, but when I was in that relationship, I wasn't very confident at all. Despite what anybody would say, like I knew I was appealing, and this or I had this going on, like I was working hard, I had my own stuff, I had my shit together, but at the end of the day, I was just like unhappy. I had lost my security and my peace of mind. So once I decided to kind of break that soul tie and like really focus on myself, kind of meditate on what I want in the future, and I stuck to it, like it helped me kind of come out as a new person. So I've definitely lost myself in the worst ways, but it helped me. It was really how you ended up with the Amber you got with, honestly. Like it really like the person I am now. If you had met me like 5-6 years ago, I may not be this girl.
You said you could have changed.
I may not be the girl you want to spend the rest of your life with.
Oh,
I could have tamed her. I could have tamed.
What about you, babe?
Okay, Drew.
I could have tamed.
Yeah, okay.
I have before, and I kind of caught myself early on in this. Because I've with being like an entrepreneur, and I've told her this. So like she goes to work, and she comes back, and she's already made her money for the day. Like, you made what you gonna make for the day. Like I might have to do some shit later, and I like would find myself putting off work and shit to hang out. And I did that for like a whole relationship. I ended up like losing my drive to do shit because it's just like, oh, like just hang out and shit. And then I don't know, but yeah. So I caught myself like doing that in the beginning of this, and I think partly because I went through that in my last relationship. That was part of the reason why I didn't want to get into another relationship, because I know that happens, especially in the beginning. Like once you guys start like really like spending like a lot of time together and shit, it just takes away time from like other shit that's like important. But yeah, so that's really it for me.
How did you adjust? Like if
I never
how
adjusted
did you make that transition between like knowing when to put your foot
down? The first time I never.
You say you never adjusted in the first relationship?
I adjusted in this one only because I had already been through that before.
Yeah, exactly. Like so
and I
that
caught
kind
myself.
of
So
at a point.
this is
yeah.
kind of my thing, because for all of y'all's points is losing yourselves, and I don't think at least like I say, my memory is not the best memory. I don't think I lost myself like in a negative. I mean, like in a way y'all had.
Because nigga, you do.
I'm probably the one that made people lose
You weren't
themselves.
even.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
Drew was very self-absorbed.
Yes, very much so.
Very
so I might be the
self-absorbed.
one who might have made people lose themselves. But my thing, that goes back to my point though, because I'm wondering like, okay, for you, what made you continue to deal with that? Why? At what point was your senses did not kick in and say, no, that's a dub? And for Bree, at what point did you not say, oh, I'm tired of shit, I'm just gonna go to sleep? Like what? Like how do you get to the lose yourself?
I think it's
point?
like
and be like at what point, like why do you lose yourself? Like that makes sense. Like how do you get to there?
I feel like
and making sure that they're happy and like trying to make sure I guess like the relationship is happy. And I guess it's just one of those things where it's like I didn't mind to like sacrifice an hour or two of sleep to like spend time with you to make sure that this relationship is happy. I think that's kind of what it is. It's like a sacrifice type of thing.
That makes sense. So it goes back.
You have a very kind of like you have the type of you love. Like, do you feel like you love in a way that it's kind of like serving? Like, I'll do this for you, or you kind of bend. I feel like when you're dating someone, like I know that there are different love languages like gifts or giving or things like that. How do you feel like you feel like that's kind of a way that you express that you care for someone, is kind of sacrificing certain things about yourself?
Yes and no. I think that I'm okay with
Damn, nigga, it's called vibrate or do not disturb. Shit.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so sorry.
I think I can like sacrifice like the small things like sleep, and like if it's not like detrimental to me as a person, I'm okay with it. But outside of that, that's where the no comes into play. Whereas like if I feel as though me changing or doing something for you is harmful to me as a person, no. But I don't know. I think.
Well, really, I think I did lose myself.
Okay.
In a relationship.
Okay.
I think what's wrong with me is my problem. I have a real bad problem in life where I always look at the positive shit. So I'm just looking at it as, so even if I was in a relationship and the shit was weird, I'll be like, well, that happened. And like, I think maybe I have lost myself before.
Okay, well, how do you know then?
I just think
you just got to think about it.
I thought you were going to go into detail.
Because, no, I mean, like, even in this relationship, I think I lost myself because myself was a bad person.
Did you just
I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yes, he did.
You just went a full circle back to your original answer.
That's basically what you said at first.
I mean, listen to this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to really blow y'all minds with this shit right here. And I got to hear everybody's opinion on this one. Okay.
Drew.
Do y'all believe soulmates is a thing, or can any? I mean,
I don't think so.
Did we talk about that? No, we have not.
I think we've said people can have multiple soulmates.
Oh yes, I think you did bring that up one time. She did.
We have.
But do you think like your partner that you're with, like, do you think, oh my gosh, this is the one for me, or could that one have been?
Do you think the person that you're with
sense?
now is
think it
your
could be
soulmate, or
anyone.
are you asking, has anybody you've dated could have potentially been your soulmate?
No, he's asking, do you believe in soulmates?
No,
or
I'm
he's
not
saying
even before. I'm saying,
basically,
like, do you feel like,
can you make anybody the one? Can you
okay.
make anybody the one?
can you should anyone be the
I don't
one?
believe
Yes,
in-
exactly.
Why?
Is that
I
like say
I don't believe in soulmates.
Why not?
I don't.
You
think
don't believe in
that,
what?
that would make it to believe.
You
that
think
only have
anybody
a
could be
limited
the
amount
one?
of people that are for you,
I don't.
and I don't believe that to be true. I believe you can form a connection with anybody. And any relationship can flourish if you put the time and energy into it.
So, Bree, you think that when it's only one of the ones,
I
like when you find the one, it's like, oh, this is just the one.
I don't think that you have just one soulmate. I think that soulmates can come in a lot of like different forms, platonic and romantic. I think that you can have like soulmates within friends.
Okay, but I'm talking about like when it comes to your husband. Do you say whenever you marry and you're like, okay, yeah, you're the one for me? Do you really think like that was the one, or do you think maybe Robert could have been the one, or Jermaine or Tyrone could have been the one? And all
If that was the case, they would be it.
no, but the thing is,
No, I feel as though it could be one of those situations where it's
That's not
like
true either. You caught people at the wrong time, too.
in those situations, like maybe we met each other in like a space where everything clicked, but we just weren't ready for whatever reason to be together. I think that you can have like soulmates in that regard, but as far as like marrying somebody and being like, oh, this is the one, I really don't. I feel as though it's hard to say somebody is the one until either you've like experienced other people while dating, or I guess maybe you've just like decided in your hearts of hearts that this is the person that you want to be with.
You can't ever date everyone to single out everybody to be like, oh yeah, no, this is the one. Like it's impossible to ever really know that.
Yeah, but I also feel as though like, I mean, just from experiences and like spending time with people, you will just know like this is somebody that I would like to spend the next amount of years with, or the rest of my life with, or I don't even want to see this person tomorrow.
You're choosing to spend the rest of your life with them. That doesn't mean that they're quote unquote the one. For instance, there could be somebody who's exactly like me, but that has all the qualities that you dislike about me, or the qualities that cause problems. They don't have those. I'm pretty sure that there's somebody else out there like that. I'm pretty positive. The same way I feel like it for you. I'm pretty sure there's people, there's someone out there who has all the qualities you have, and then all the shit that I dislike or causes problems to me, that they don't have. I'm pretty positive that there's somebody else out there.
But I understand or if Bree wants to respond to that.
There's 7
think
billion
there's somebody
people.
else out
There's
there?
7
I
billion
mean, I
people in the
think
world.
so, but I mean,
Think
if
there's
that's the
level
case,
2
you can
bees?
always you can
Bees
always
2.0.
like search for other people. But I just think it's like at that point, time is not on your side, so it's like you can't really.
So that sounds like
invest.
settling. That sounds like settling.
I don't think that's settling.
I think it's just finding
No,
somebody
I think-
that you
I don't
like.
think it's
All right,
settling.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
I think my
settling, though.
answer literally just changed from in my head because at first when I asked the question, I was on the side of you can really build that type of relationship with anybody, which is true. Like you can build love with anybody of the opposite sex in that romantic way to be a husband or wife. But the thing is, why you guys say, "Oh, you're the one for me," or "Yeah, this was the one," was because however the fuck life works and all the shit that happened, that person ended up there in your life at that point when you were ready to settle down and when you were prepared for it. So that's why I say, "Oh, you're the one." Like, yeah, it could have been anybody in the world.
But you were drawn to settle
yeah, that's
to
what
that
I'm,
person.
no, it's not settled. It's like
Not settle, but you were drawn
yeah,
to commit.
exactly. Yeah,
like you were drawn to change
like whether
your
like
ways.
like somebody could be on vacation with somewhere and randomly, oh, they're in the airport, cross paths, meet. Oh yeah, what's up? Oh, let me get your number. They may contact each other, fly out to see each other, build a relationship, and they be like, "Girl, you were the one for me. I was just in the airport that day, and I happened to cross paths." Like the one, like so. Yeah, I guess now I do. Now I will agree and say, okay, yeah, I think in life you do have the one because, like you said, there's 7 billion people in the world, and it's like you cross paths with that one person. And y'all end up, I mean, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I just that quickly, my brain just changed on that. Once
Do you
again,
think you've come across a soulmate romantically?
No.
No.
I just told you I don't believe in them, so why would I feel like I've crossed with one? I just told you I don't believe in it.
I mean, just because you don't like believe in it doesn't mean that you haven't like experienced that.
That doesn't make any sense.
I
If
think
I don't
it does.
believe in
It
it,
does make
how do you
sense.
experience something you don't believe in? I wouldn't acknowledge it
Because
if I don't believe it.
If you, just because you don't believe it doesn't mean that you don't acknowledge it. If something comes and jumps and bites you in the face, and you thought it didn't exist, and if it bit you in the face, you would then know it existed. Just because you don't believe in it don't mean anything.
I just said that I don't believe in soulmates, so no, I don't feel like that.
Okay.
No.
I believe in them, but I don't know. I don't feel as though like romantically I've found like a soulmate, somebody that like fits me to the T. I don't know. I don't know what that's like to experience that. Like some people maybe.
I didn't even say soulmate. The word I use like the one.
Okay.
And I don't think
the
at
one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
But
know.
you wouldn't even know like this.
I feel like you wouldn't know until like it
Yeah,
goes
you
from
wouldn't
sugar
know.
to shit, and then you're just like, oh man,
Yeah.
that person was like it. And in the moment, like when you're in the relationship or you're going through your ups and your downs, and when you really hit your downs,
You
you're
don't
just
know.
like,
You don't know it. You
fuck,
don't know
I don't
it
really
until
want
it
to
does
do X,
go
Y, and Z.
sour.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Until it
Very
goes sour,
true.
you really think about it like, dang, like.
And then whenever,
That's
because you
really
have
what
your
it
ups and your
was.
downs, because at some moments you might think the one ain't the one,
Yeah.
the movie Matrix.
And I just think
To a
it
point they
takes-
were like, are you really Neo? Are you really the one?
Yeah, it's just
That's
But then at the end of the movie, you like, you was the one.
It
Like,
takes you
That's how
to coming
a lot
out of
situations.
situations.
Old single people end up thinking like they talk to you about like, cause my sister, she does a lot of home health, and she goes to a lot of like older people's homes who are single now, and you know they have stories like that where they felt like they lost the one, or they felt like they could have done things differently, or they could have, you know, it's
hindsight is
freaking sad.
20/20.
It's sad,
It's
man.
easy to see things when you're not in it. It's easier to see things when like the dust is settled and you can take your emotions out of it. It's a lot easier to
Yeah.
be more logical than.
Yeah, you never want to
Learn to do that shit in general.
wait till it's too late.
So that's one of the greatest skills I ever learned how to do. Was to take my emotions out of shit and think about shit logically.
And that'd be the reason
That's
why
one
we
of
be
the
arguing.
that's one of the greatest.
You can't think about
that's
love
one of the
can't do
greatest
that with a
things
woman.
I've ever done
You
in
can't
my
do
life.
that with
That's the
love
thing, is
or
like
a woman.
he
You
tries
can't do
to
that
be
with a
very
woman,
like,
because we tie emotions into everything.
yeah, he tries to be very logical about everything, and it's just like,
And that pisses
stop.
Me,
Me too, and it's just
Drew-
like,
I hate that.
stop.
Drew, when I just want to vent, and he tries
You
to
can't. I'm the
give
wrong
me
person
a
to vent
solution.
to, because I'm my manager this, my
No, he
manager that,
learned.
and I learned now.
He
And-
learned to listen.
But the thing, or give advice in a certain type of way. He'll
Mm-hmm.
come home, my manager this, and I'm like, me coming from that, I'm like, okay, well,
Well, no, Drew very rarely sides with my manager. Okay?
Now, I'm talking about from the beginning stages. 3 years now. But yeah.
And I think that's also...
women don't think logically.
We're the opposite.
No, we do think logically. Because
Aaron,
we think on both ends of the spectrum.
No.
Aaron likes to... I guess, like, vent to me and, like, I go into, like, fix-it mode. I don't know if that's, like, the teacher in me where it's just like, ooh, it needs to be fixed. Like, you're bringing a problem to me. How can we fix it? And he's just like... shut up and just listen, and it's just like, oh, sorry. I just always...
What, you know he doesn't be wanting advice?
I mean, sometimes, like, he just wants me to, like, listen to him. And that's something that I have to work on as, like, a person, because I do go into fixing mode.
I'm confused.
Why are you confused? Because I don't know, like, I don't know if I need, like, an example of when I've done that. I don't know.
You do that all the time where you're just like, just listen.
I just want to vent, Bree. Just
like, he doesn't use the words like I want to vent, but like I know when he is venting or when he just wants to like talk about something, and it's not necessarily where I want you to give like your opinion on something. I just want you to be like a sounding board, and I just think that's just something that I've learned from him. Like, he was not going to use the words venting. He's not.
For me, I feel like it depends on where I'm coming from. Like, if I'm super emotional in that moment, I may not want to hear a logical answer. But if I'm more so calm and receptive, then I am. That's what I definitely
I
But what's wrong with that though is when you need to be most logical is when you're super emotional or super frustrated. That's when you need to think the most logic. Now that's logic right there for y'all.
Though, like,
whenever you're calm, when you're calm, you shouldn't think with logic.
Why not?
Whenever you're not calm is when you should use your most logic.
I think I need to.
Because you're not. That's just a fact.
I think I can hold it together when I'm like upset, but I should be upset when I'm upset. And then when I go through my range of emotions and then I'm back calm, then we can talk about being logical, because the emotions has gotten out the door.
The thing is, another logical level. The thing is, that's not right though. You want to think logic. Whenever you're upset, you don't want to be upset. That's just a fact.
I mean, it depends on how people deal with being upset.
I hate when I get emotional in the moment where later on I think about it and I'm like, dang, I should have handled it this way. Or dang, I should have said this when I could have said that.
Logical thing.
So, but it's because, my emotions overtake me and I'm not really able to. That's why I feel like I have to step away from things and then revisit it.
I be trying to tell him that.
If I just went with my initial reaction, it would, it wouldn't be good.
I always need a moment to like sort my thoughts through, because if not, like, I'll just ramble, and with me rambling, it can like trigger or upset certain parts of him, and it's just like, no, like, I'm not pinpointing these little parts. Like, I'm literally like talking my thoughts out with you. And that's just it. Like, just listen. Yeah. It's not like I'm picking at whatever. It's just like, oh, well, maybe this is this way because of da-da-da-da-da. Or maybe I'm blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, okay, that don't work for us. So I'm going to just talk through by myself.
Me and Drew would get into the biggest fights. Like,
huge.
Yeah, because one day I'm like, I forgot what it was. I forgot. It was something. I don't know. But I was just basically saying, like, I just, want you to kind of hear me out. Because I feel like sometimes Drew doesn't. Just like he said, he gained empathy, he gained consideration. I feel like he still kind of struggles with the essence of certain things, the emotional part of it. Like, he doesn't.
Because it's so funny because, at first it would go from me saying too much logical shit and being like, well, you need to try this. And then she'll be like, can't you just listen? And then I came to the point where I wasn't saying nothing. So what do you think on that? Well, what? And I'm like, what the fuck you want me to do?
I need you to be like, what's his name from Everybody Hates Chris? What you want me to do? I say, what's the daddy name from Everybody Hates Chris? She come home talking to that's right, babe, you right. Everything she say, she come home.
No, Keisha did what?
Yeah, what? And can you believe that lady did this?
No, she didn't.
No, she did. That's how I did.
But that's not realistic. Of
course, I want to hear you. Yeah. I don't want you to agree with me on everything.
And that's why I even came to the point where now I just be like, I would listen, but I'd be like, you know what I'm gonna say, and you sometimes already know.
Yeah, I already know. But it's
and that's why now you don't even come to me with certain.
I already know, because I just don't be wanting to hear it. I don't be wanting to hear it. I already know. Sometimes I know it's not logical. Sometimes I just want to feel it.
Yeah. You just want to sit in your emotions. I feel like that's healthy, to just feel it and then move on.
It must be a woman thing.
I think that's it.
I feel like I got to feel it, embrace it to let it go.
A human thing.
I can't hold on to it.
Yeah, it depends on what it
embrace
is.
it
Like,
myself.
I may sit in something for a day, I may sit in something for a week. It just really depends on what it is, but I have to go through that cycle in order, like Amber said, to just move on and let it go.
Yeah, and Beyonce, she said she'll mess up, she'll give herself a day, and she back at it. She back with the shit.
Yeah.
That's Beyonce.
But everybody needs to do
give
that.
themselves that time.
That's Beyonce.
But that's
So,
everybody.
nigga, she's still a human.
Is she?
Oh my, yeah, no, she's a robot with her AI.
Really good that time.
All right. So my topic is, what do you consider cheating?
Oh, this is a tough one. Should I
I
answer
think
that?
it's pretty
one.
easy.
It's not. That's a cheating. There's
that's
a
it.
lot of ground on that. There's a lot of different levels to that. So I'm glad we're gonna put this one out on the table now. Let's see what
Well, I think
people think of. Oh, if you want to start.
I'm gonna say, I think cheating is anything that you would not do in front
Basically.
of your partner. Honestly
Okay.
and truly.
Amber, you think that?
yeah, like if you feel like you got if you second guess your intentions,
You got
if you
something
second
to
guess
say.
your intentions, or if you feel wrong in doing something, or you like continuing that behavior over a period of time that you would not tell your partner about, you're basically cheating.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
that was easy.
I got a question then.
What?
All right, so now I'm about to rock your world because that's something you guys have both said. You guys said that you wouldn't tell somebody something based on their reaction. So there may be things that you don't feel are wrong that you just wouldn't tell your partner. So do you consider
No.
that cheating?
Wait, something based off of their reaction?
Yes, you guys
Some
have both
things that you
said
don't
that
tell.
there are things
Well,
that you would
I'm
not
not
tell
telling
me
Drew
and Drew.
I hit that curve
Because
I
of how we
scratched
would
his brain.
react.
No, I'm talking about like
And I
things
didn't
from.
want him
We're
to
talking about
find
things
out.
from
Well,
guys.
obviously, that's not cheating. Obviously,
Talking
that's
about
not
things
cheating.
from guys.
But
What?
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
of your
things from
reaction.
guys? I'm gonna
Yes.
tell you.
Say that one more
I'ma
time.
tell you.
I don't-
you got one more time.
One
You
more
guys
time.
have said
That's what little
that
stuff,
you wouldn't
though.
tell me and Drew things based on what you feel our reaction would be, whether you felt that we would overreact to it or whatever the case may be. So with that being said, do you guys just not do any of the things that you feel we would overreact to?
But I feel as though I guess I'm still confused because if I feel as though I wouldn't do anything not in front of you. Wait, hold on. I would not do something in front of you whether like I feel like it's ill or anything like that. Like that's cheating to me. So if I wouldn't do it,
I don't really get what you're
don't-
saying
that's all-
because when I
I'm
said
confused.
that, I feel
I'm
like I'm not going to tell
Drew,
you
can
because
you
I
help
don't
me
wanna
out,
blow
bro?
something small out of proportion. Cheating and messaging a guy continuously, or there's a behavior at work. Oh, you know how some people have work husbands and work wives.
But I'm saying, I'm sure Drew would have a
Yeah.
problem with you. Drew might have a problem with you talking
Well,
to
that
any
would be
dude.
insane and super.
I'm
controlling.
saying if you don't feel like that, I'm just saying in general. I'm not saying he does. I'm saying in general. Say Drew has a problem with you doing that. You wouldn't do that in front
I
of
don't
Drew if
think
you
I
know
would
he's
be
gonna have a
with
problem
Drew
with
if
it.
he
But
was
if
like
you
that.
don't see that as cheating. But Drew has said he got a lot of issues with you. He might have an issue with you doing certain shit that you guys don't agree on. I'm saying, do
Do I
you do
continue
those
to do
things
those things?
and just not say anything about it?
that's not
That would be
cheating.
considered cheating.
That's what I'm asking. You just said. I'm saying you guys' answer was just something I wouldn't do in front of you. If you know Drew doesn't like some shit, it might not like, and you wouldn't do that in front of him.
If you
then-
out and a guy,
Wants to buy me a drink?
yeah, you wouldn't let a nigga buy you a drink if I was there. But if I wasn't there, you would let a nigga buy you a drink. So you cheated.
Oh,
That's
That's my point.
I don't
But
think
it's
that's
that you
cheating.
wouldn't do
But
it
I'm
in
saying
front
that's
of me.
what you just said.
I
You
do
said
think
anything
I-
you wouldn't
You
do
would
in
not
front
let
of
a
me.
nigga buy you a drink in front of me.
I
feel
really
like that
feel as
kinda
though
did happen
it really
before.
just kind of
We
depends.
we were out on Labor Day
I feel like
weekend.
it depends. I
And the
wouldn't
bartender
do.
was giving me free drinks.
I would. Yeah, I think it just kind of
Because I
depends.
was cute.
Honestly,
Does that count?
Yes.
Well, you got free drinks too.
I feel
That's
as though
different.
like
How's it different?
Cause if you
He's a guy.
how?
Okay, but if I get a drink too,
It's a guy.
I'm talking about
I
if
don't
you
want
just
that
get a
shit.
drink.
Period.
I mean, but he did just give me a.
If somebody were
don't want it, period.
if somebody were to just buy me a drink, I don't see a problem with that because it's just like, okay, thank you, and I'm going about my business.
I'm cool.
Because men buy women drinks
But
all the time.
I will say,
Yeah, that's fine. But you can. But as a woman, I can say nah.
I will say, if it hadn't have been the bartender, it
general.
was just some random stranger guy at the bar, I probably would have been like, oh no, I'm good. I'm here with someone.
But if you weren't, with your girls, you would.
I'm not saying
if I was with my girls
and somebody buy you a drink, you would take a drink. But you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you with the shit. You
there.
gonna suck that motherfucker down. You gonna be drinking the shit out that drink.
So that's cheating in
That's
your
not
book.
cheating.
In your book, according to your definition.
I'm saying according to your definition.
So
I'm going
don't
according
say-
to both
Guys,
your
it's
definitions.
more
You something
likely
you
to
wouldn't do in
happen
front
with
of
women.
them. That's what I'm
The
saying.
thing
You guys
is-
just
the
took the
thing is,
easy
you
way
just-
out. I'm saying you guys just took the easy way out of the answer. Is what I'm saying.
I don't see that.
Okay.
I don't
But what
see
if you're
getting a
across
drink
the
from
bar
somebody
and
else
a
is
guy
cheating.
just
I didn't
sends
say
you a
that's
drink?
cheating.
No,
I said
the
according
thing
to your
is that
definition,
No,
it
according
is.
to my
Because you
definition,
wouldn't-
I don't see
It
that
is.
as cheating.
It is.
I don't because
So
I
would
already
you
said I
would you
wouldn't
think
take
I'd
a
be
drink
okay
from
with
guys.
that happening in front of me?
That's what I'm saying, but you would.
no, I don't think you would be okay with it. But I also think if it was a conversation,
if your partner
or if it was
care
just
what
like
the
a,
conversation
No,
is.
I would.
We
I
cool.
feel
We
like
straight
I wouldn't be
rolling on that
hiding
drink.
something like that.
so you gonna buy me my drink?
I feel
Sure.
like it's something that
That
you
nigga not.
intentionally try to
Yeah,
cover
but
up.
you wouldn't do it if I was there.
But I wouldn't be covering it up either. I wouldn't be like I wouldn't be covering it up. I wouldn't come home and lie and say nobody bought me. I would probably come home and tell you. I'd probably come home and tell you like,
but my thing is this: I wish you would let a nigga. I really wish you would let a nigga buy you a drink in front of me and then attempt to drink that shit in front of me. We would have a problem.
Why?
Because
I don't even like
Why?
a nigga
Because niggas
buying
don't
you
just
a
buy
drink
drinks
that's
just to buy
even-
them.
Even
niggas don't just buy
even
drinks
if-
just to buy them.
I guess.
Nah, bro, we got it. I
I
can
guess
buy
y'all
the
don't-
drink.
that's-
I can buy the drink, my nigga. I got it.
yeah, I know.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like that shit either. Like I'm straight, bro. Like I'm cool. She don't need it.
I guess it's not that deep to me
Ain't nothing that deep to you. That's the problem.
because I don't care that much. If
You don't care that much about anything.
Drink.
That's what I'm saying. That's what everything I have a problem with. You like try to like throw it down like, oh, it's not that serious to me. Like
No, it's not serious to me. It's serious to you. That's not me
that's-
throwing it down.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying you do that with like everything that I say I have a problem with.
Oh,
So
because
would you be
things-
upset if
issues
she
with
went
problems?
out with her girls
Issues
and the
with
guy
problems, things with
bought
problems,
her and bought all of her girls drinks? And would you be upset if she came home and
Yes.
told you about it?
But why? But you time
told you about
time
it.
the
She
hell
was
out
hiding or trying
because
to cover it
when
up.
y'all were together out of town, you said that you went and bought a round of drinks for everybody.
We
It
were
was some
dating.
girls that
We weren't
it don't-
together.
But it was some
We weren't
girls.
together. What are you talking about? We
Aaron.
weren't together. What are you talking
Okay.
about? End of discussion. We weren't together.
So why
Were we together?
So why did you feel
Answer that
comfortable?
question. Were we together?
Why did you why did you feel comfortable
That's
enough
all I have
telling
to
me
say.
that?
Because we weren't together. What difference do it make? I bought drinks. So what? We weren't
Okay, so
together.
the same way that you feel about that, so what? It's the same thing if
I
somebody
wouldn't
were to
do
buy me a
that.
drink.
I
so
wouldn't
what?
do
It's
that if
cool.
we were together. It's not the same. We're in a relationship now. I wouldn't do that now.
So you wouldn't
No.
you wouldn't buy a round of drinks for everybody?
No, I would not. Fuck no. I only did that because it was my birthday and I was fucking drunk. Hell, my cheap ass ain't buying a round of drinks for nobody. The fuck? I was drunk.
But
You got me all the way
okay,
fucked up.
okay.
First of all, on top of that, everybody in here should know I ain't buying a round of drinks for no fucking body. That's not happening. Drew wanted to. Hey, my nigga, I got you.
But what's
I'm
the
not buying a round
why
of
is
drinks for a
there
group of people.
what's the issue with buying a round of drinks? Take the cheapness factor out for the table. What's the issue with buying a group of people a round of drinks, male or female?
Because
Mostly
most people
women,
don't do it
mostly
just to do it.
men's. Why? Huh?
Most men don't do that for women just to do it. They
Why
want
don't
something
I
guys
really
in
feel
return.
as
they
though,
buy
like,
you
either
drink?
in your
They
past
buy you
life
drink.
or in your
They know they
life,
think- you know they
right
think
now
that,
that you
though,
do
right?
you
You
do
know they
things.
think that.
Yeah.
No, but
So
y'all
why
say
would you
they
take a
think
drink
that.
from
Y'all
them?
say
No,
they
good.
think
Not
that.
anymore.
No, it has to be y'all. Y'all keep saying that they
See?
think that. Y'all keep saying they think that. They. And fail to acknowledge that y'all are the
What?
men.
I ain't
That y'all are
buying
part
drinks.
of
But
the
usually,
they.
like,
what is the-
my
Y'all
homegirl
keep
gets
saying
on
that
I don't buy
they
all
keep
drinks
doing
that
this
we
because
don't
they
buy
got
drinks.
ill
We don't buy
intent.
drinks.
They keep doing
Even when me
this.
and Drew were out
They
and single,
keep
used to
doing
buy us
this
drinks at
because they
Follies.
want something from
They used
you.
to send shots.
They
They
keep doing
Hey,
this because
wait,
they
hey,
want something
Chrissy,
from you.
Chrissy,
Y'all
Chrissy,
fail to
Chrissy,
realize
Chrissy,
that y'all are the
She brought
motherfucking
across the
they.
bar. I'm like,
Y'all the they.
We don't buy drinks.
Y'all the they.
I don't buy drinks.
Y'all the they.
I don't buy drinks.
Y'all the they.
I don't buy drinks.
Okay, y'all
What
still the
point are you
they.
even making right now? 'Cause I told you
Because
that's why I asked you.
y'all
I
keep
missed
saying
it.
Because y'all
they.
used to be a part
They
of
talking
them.
about other men. Because my thing is
If I
y'all are
was buying
those
a drink-
men.
if I was buying a
y'all
drink,
are
I
part
would.
of that.
I'm not buying a drink. And look, so if I'm being
For a
honest,
group of girls?
no, I didn't.
Never.
Listen,
Never.
I
I'm
didn't
not
buy
talking about a
drinks.
group of girls. I'm saying, have
Fuck
you ever
no.
bought a drink
But-
for a girl out at the club?
Random girl?
That I wasn't fucking?
A girl that you were trying to
random
court.
girl?
A girl that you thought
A girl that
pretty.
got courted.
No.
A girl that you thought was pretty.
If I was fucking, if we were having sex already, sure.
If that's the
If we're already having
case,
sex,
y'all
sure.
two
If
are
not, then
y'all
no.
are oddballs.
Like,
y'all
really
are
finna sit here and say
oddballs
y'all
because
have never
men
bought
buy
Don't look
women
like spending
drinks.
money on a woman.
No, I'm not
Men
saying that.
buy
I probably
women
bought a
drinks.
drink, but it would be like on some. If we was if you meet a girl in the club and y'all rocking, and you know, okay, y'all already might plan to go hit Waffle House or something to eat after that, then okay. I'll drop that $12 because I know later on that night it's up. So it's like,
no,
but it got. I'm
But
not just going in the
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No,
there's some
and that's what I mean by y'all are a part of the day. Y'all are a part of the day. Y'all are projecting.
The day or the ones who just walk in. Oh look, they got some cute girls over there. Let's send them some drinks. I'm not that nigga and never was that nigga. No.
Okay, but that's the thing is that those men exist and they don't want nothing from you.
Or maybe they don't.
Maybe
don't.
No, they don't. No, they don't. There are men. No.
8.9 out of 10 of them niggas want to fuck.
Yeah, and you already
8.9
admitted that you know they want.
That's anywhere.
8.9 out of 10.
That's anywhere. You don't have to say
my point.
no.
That's my point. You just proved my point.
I'm not proving your point.
You just did. You said that's anywhere.
That is anywhere.
Most of the time, 8.9 or 9 out of 10 times a nigga do some shit for you, he wants to fuck you.
But there are also men who send drinks and don't want to do shit but send a drink. No. It happens.
I stand by what I said.
And that's it.
I said what I said.
Okay, but you're also a person that will not send a drink to a woman unless you want to fuck. That's you.
No, unless I already had fucked her, I'm going to.
It was really the best
That's my point.
Y'all part of they.
They're trying to.
Y'all are part of the they.
Like if a guy buy you a drink, send you a drink, he may not even. He's trying to look like he the shit. He's trying to buy you for the night. He gonna look at you throughout the night like, yeah, I got them a drink.
He may not want you. He may just want to send you drinks so every other girl in the club see that he's sending you drinks and they want to give him too.
Yeah, but he's trying to buy you for the night. It's a try to buy you for the night.
He may not want.
Ain't nobody trying to buy you for the night. That's the problem. That's because that's how y'all move. Y'all project that onto other men.
Like, oh, I want to feel like I'm the shit. I want to feel like I'm that nigga in here tonight, so I'm gonna buy everything.
I don't need to spend no money to feel like I'm the shit. I know I'm the nigga. I'm that nigga regardless. I feel like that about myself. Whether I don't have to spend money on somebody else.
There are guys out there.
My definition of cheating.
Yeah.
From a man to the woman. I mean, from a woman cheating on a man is if you talk to another nigga, if you breathe around another nigga. If you got another nigga number in your phone, if you smile at another, when you meet another nigga, you keep your hands down.
Because you still got, that is ridiculous.
I'll take
You got girls numbers.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Oh, you annoying.
Cheating is
you are annoying.
Cheating is just like anything, and it's such a hard thing to really say. But I would almost go a little bit to what y'all say, and I think it's the best way to the best way that helps me out and help me coming from a cheater type of mentality that help me out is okay. If what you're doing, if your partner was doing that, how would you feel? Boom. Mm-hmm. But you can't really. That helps me out from coming from the cheater standpoint to coming to the being a grown man standpoint, but. It may not that definition will probably only work for somebody like that because the definition is so vague. Because there's some people that might cheat and they don't give a fuck who their girlfriend is having sex with, so they be like, okay, yeah, I can have sex with you. I guess I'm not cheating because I don't care if she does that. But I know for me, I look at it like whatever cheating to me is like, okay, if I'm doing something and if Amber was doing it, then. And I would be upset that, okay, yeah, that's like cheating. Does that make sense?
I don't know. I feel like that's very kind of like that's from your point of view.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not a really a good, but
so it may not,
the question was, how do you, bro? So for me, that's what I view cheating. So if I'm out at a club, and it's me and the guys, boys night out, fellas night out, and that, you know me, I be dancing. And if a girl come dance on me, it's like, okay, yeah, that's dumb. Because if Amber's dancing on dancing on a guy, I'm gonna be like, that's like a low level of cheating. Like I don't want you dancing on a guy. So if I'm in the club, me dancing, I might have to swear. Like unless you're doing like a little,
find your AirPods.
One of the random like dances. But if you try to wind up on like so that's my definition of cheating from me. Personally.
Oh yeah, that's happened.
From my point of view,
that's happened before, and I've had to like. Bitch, move out the way.
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh.
But it don't be that type of. I just like to dance. I just dance in the club. I'm a dancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it don't be that like you try to turn it up. What's
Turn
it?
it up,
Like just
They talking about just regular dance.
Yeah, like when
moves,
you
we
know,
just
like
being there hype.
Yeah, like not even like slow, like just like I don't.
So you know how like I dance to music around the house?
Mm-hmm.
Like
we do
like
that. Yeah, like in the club.
We go out and do shit like that. Like,
And, like,
we get
just
drunk
get it-
and go out and that's what we do.
And
Like
turn
when
it
nobody,
up.
because you know people don't really
It's
dance
weird.
like they used to because everybody's so on their phones or don't want to be
Yeah.
recorded or some shit. I don't give a fuck.
A
what
lot of
nobody
people
do.
be like that.
We're gonna
yeah.
go out and we're gonna turn this shit up.
And dance. Let the music, if the tunes is right, it's like that's I could dance.
As long as they play
Sweaty
music I know
shirt.
consistently. Once they start playing shit I don't know, I'm like, all
He
right.
said
bro.
sweaty shirt.
Yes.
A lot of
Same
the
shirt
time,
gonna be
if
sweaty.
you're that
If you got the
type of
button
person-
down, you gotta start. First you start with one button, and by the
start
end of the
with
night,
one?
you got no
Yo,
buttons, and you just
I ain't no buttons on. You just out here
and it's
Nah,
lit.
I don't know nothing about that.
turning that
It
shit
is
up.
lit. Y'all do know about that. When we was in Atlanta, you were dancing.
Oh,
Yeah, but I don't know about
Barely.
the sweaty shirt.
Oh yeah, it was. They
It
had
was
AC
hot
in
as
there.
hell in that club.
It was hot. It got hot because more people started coming in.
It was
there.
thick in there.
But yeah, but that's for me.
They played the motherfucking tunes though.
My view was that's my view of cheating for. But like I said, that's specifically for me because I had such a hard thought process. First, it was cheating. Ooh, what she don't know, don't hurt her type thing, and all that stupidness. But right now, like that's how that's just how I view it. So if I'm like, I mean, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's my view of cheating. Beans, what's cheating to you?
See, my whole thing was I didn't disagree with you guys' answers about what you said. It was more so the fact that you've contradicted yourself about your past answers. That's why I asked that question. I generally agree with that answer. As far as like something that like I wouldn't do in front of you. So I'm not.
So okay, and I hate to interrupt, but I don't want to lose the train of thought. So y'all don't believe in wing manning or wing womaning?
What do you mean?
Like okay,
I
like
think
a
me and
single
you have had
friend?
this
Like a
conversation.
2-man?
no, like say
Like
you,
for a single friend?
yeah, like say you and your single friends go out and it's a group of 4 guys and then it's y'all 4 girls and they're like, oh come on, just breathe, just talk to him, so cause we trying
No.
they that's a dub.
No, like I can hang out with my friends, and if they're with a group of guys, then I'm not going to be engaging. I'm just going to be probably
By
like a
yourself.
bitch.
A
Probably.
bitch.
Pretty much.
I think it's different for women.
I don't know.
Drew, I think it's different for women too because women are in control of that situation.
I think
They don't have to be interested. They don't have to fake interested.
Yeah,
Fake
I
interest.
guess
Like,
you're
right.
for
You're
men,
very right.
we have
You're
to
very
fake. We
right.
would have to fake the interest because we have to keep the other friend
You're very
occupied.
right.
Once the
Yeah.
girls feel like they're like the other friend is like not having a good time, they might leave.
Unless the girls are on a mission.
That too, but I'm just saying that's rare. That's not
Yeah.
that's not normal all the time.
Yeah.
Like I'm just saying, like women are in control of that
Rare.
situation, so
Yeah.
it's different for them.
You're very
For
right.
us,
I think
we would have to entertain because we got to keep that friend occupied while our friend is
Yeah.
trying to.
'Cause that's
work
one
his
thing-
So
way.
is that cheating?
For me, I really had
It's
a
a
real.
very it's a thin line. It's shaky.
No, but the thing is,
That
I really
motherfucker
had
is
a
shaky.
thing. Yeah, but the thing is, you wingman differently when in a relationship. Like I think you wingman differently when you're in a relationship.
I don't think I've ever done it.
Okay, so
I
what's
think you
different?
wingman. Like you just like if you meet a group of people, it's more of like a, oh yeah, what's up, boo. Like
I think it depends on your personality.
Yeah, like
I think
cause
it's
yeah, if
friendly.
you have,
Honestly,
yeah,
it depends
like,
on your personality.
Yeah, cause you
Is it
don't.
friendly?
It's not like oh I'm single. Oh what's up? I'm trying.
So
like,
Drew is for instance, Drew is I'm like automatically just because of how I am, my personality, I'm loud, I'm outspoken, I'm automatically the center of attention. So I'm going to entertain the whole group regardless. I'm not focused on this one person. I'm just entertaining the whole group.
Yeah, like you could just.
That's just
yeah,
what I do.
Exactly. Like it's not like you have to wingman and be like, oh, you
How
trying
are you
to.
in that
I don't.
situation?
I've never wingmaned a day in my life ever. Not in a relationship.
wingman? No, not in a relationship. Like
Oh,
how do you-
wingman! Shit, if I'm wingman, we single. We going after 2 piece. We both want to hit.
He said he's the
So it's
two-piece.
different.
What?
So it's different.
Ew.
That's ew.
Nah, nigga, get the bro. I know you did not just say ill, bro.
That is an ew.
All right, Drew.
So your
think
bitch.
about
So,
it
Me,
now.
so
every day, no. I'm not even about to let you get that off, nigga. We lived together for a year. Every day we lived together for a year. We went out and was finding 2 pieces. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
I do
I'm
not
not about
go
to
out
let you
every
sit
day.
here. Oh my god.
Yeah,
All
sound
right,
like a
bro.
bunch of slits.
All right, bro.
I don't want to hear about Drew's life
Not-
before me.
Not every day.
Y'all sound like a bunch
I was
of
born
sluts.
when me and Amber met.
No,
I
I'm
was
over it.
born.
Y'all be quick to
You
label
guys-
women.
I've
Y'all
never
sound like
labeled.
yes,
I've
y'all
never
be
labeled
quick to
women.
label
I don't care.
women
You can
for
fuck
real.
however many people you want to fuck. I don't care. You want to fuck? Go fuck. That got nothing to do with me, bro. I don't judge nobody. If you want to go fuck, knock yourself out.
No.
And I'm not gonna sit here and act like I ain't
So
got no
okay,
past.
in a hypothetical world, how would you wing man in a relationship?
I don't know. I've never done it. I don't have an answer
I
to that
need
question.
you to think about it.
I think
I will give you $1 million if you
don't
can
have
answer the question in 30 seconds.
You don't have $1 million.
You don't know what I have in my bank
Yes,
account.
I do.
Oh, okay.
You would answer if you had $1 million.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do.
she got a private
Maybe
account overseas.
I don't know if I want people to know that I have money.
Brie, you talk about the fact that you want a new car all the time. You wouldn't say that if you had $1 million. What are you talking about?
Are you sure?
She don't want to
Yes,
spend it.
what are you talking about?
So
Maybe
No,
I have
bro.
a new car.
Okay, Brianna.
Maybe my car is one of the new cars
Like
out
I
there.
said,
And I
like-
just drive my Kia when I see you.
Like I said, I don't know. I've never a wingman in a relationship.
Uh-huh.
I don't go out like that. This is what nobody understands. This is not my thing.
I want to see
don't
that
go
in
out.
action.
That's
I want
what
to
I'm
see
saying. I
like
don't go out. So I don't
how
have an answer
this
to that.
relationship is going to like evolve when you have like the super homebody versus the homebody. Because I like to go out. It don't have to be.
I mean,
no
but I
club
think me and
or
Amber
no
would
bar.
like that. She's a super.
I wanna
and
eat.
I'm a homebody.
You're not a homebody like me, bro. Let's keep it 100.
Yeah.
You go out much more than I do.
So
bro.
I just,
So it's a
I
little
really,
different.
I'm trying.
You
to
and
figure
Bree
that
are probably
out.
on the same level.
Of go out.
Yeah, you and Bree are probably equal.
I
I'll probably give Bree a little more than you.
You definitely.
I'll give it to Bree more than you.
Why me?
But you guys are close.
Why me?
Yeah, you're on the other end.
Because you like to go out all the time. Because you like to hang out with your friends. And your friends like to go out. Which means you like to go out. Because you're going to do what they want to do. Because you like to be out and hang out.
Not always.
Okay.
But yeah, I understand. Like I have friends who like to go out,
All
but
right,
there are times where
Everything I say gotta be an argument. What I said just can't be right. Oh, yeah, you're right. But this, and this. All right.
There are times where I really do be wanting to go out. Like I'm kind of starting to itch a little.
See, I'm at that point in my life.
Just a little.
See, I'm at that point in my life right now where it's just like, and this is why I say like how I lost myself in my last relationship, like, and how I was losing myself in the beginning of this one. Like, we didn't go out a lot, or even if I was just like hanging out over here, I would like put the shit that I knew I should have been doing to the side to like go hang out. I don't want to do that again.
I guess it's just learning how to prioritize.
And that's why I told you like in the beginning, like I didn't necessarily like want to like be in a relationship. That was part of it too. It wasn't like, oh, I just don't trust people. It was like,
you
I
don't
know
how
I
to
got shit.
prioritize.
I know I got shit I want to do. I got places that I want to be in my life.
You don't know how to prioritize.
And that's fine. So that I have one thing on I have a focus. I'm trying to get to where I want to be.
That's gonna be the man's demise.
That's fine. And this is what it
They
is.
don't never want to do anything until they feel as though they done checked off all their little boxes, and then by then ain't nobody gonna be there.
They're gonna be one of them
gonna-
people. My sister
it's gonna
going to
be
their
you
house
in
to take
in
care
the video
of.
game.
That's fine. I'm gonna be living that shit up. All that money I earned, we gonna live that shit up.
That money ain't gonna hold you at night or talk to you.
Shit.
Money be.
And money is
Emptiness.
disgusting. I want to see you jump into a pile of money.
Show me a pile of money.
Disgusting.
What the fuck?
Show me a pile of money. I'll do it.
Gross.
Well,
Gross.
so have y'all? Okay, so this kind of, I don't know. This kind of touches on interracial dating. Have you ever dated outside of your race? And if so, or like, how do you feel about people who don't date within their race at all? They say that, oh no, I don't like, like black girls, or Aaron. I don't like
Can Bean speak
Puerto
on this?
Rican girls.
Can Bean speak on this? He's mixed.
I don't like black or Puerto
you can
Rican
speak
girls.
on it because I feel as though
I don't like
society,
He's mixed.
our society really makes biracial or multiracial people pick. So I think you can't speak on it.
Shit, I ain't got. That's the thing. I don't let society tell me shit.
But what if he dated a Puerto Rican girl and he took the
you
Puerto
say
Rican girl
that.
took him
I
home and they were
do
like,
that.
he ain't
I
really
say it
Puerto
and live my life that
Rican.
way.
He's not.
They'll be like, he ain't really
you,
Puerto Rican.
you say that, but
I say it and live my life like that.
But that's still the vast majority
They'll probably
of
think he was just black.
people in society, whether they're biracial or multiracial or what have you, they still choose.
That's them. I'm talking about me. I don't know.
Aaron, you chose to be black. What are you talking about? You identify as a black man. You chose.
Black.
Wait. What
Wait.
are you talking about?
You choose to identify
You have
as
to
a black
choose
man,
one?
but you're biracial. Like, you don't identify as a biracial man. You identify as a black man.
Well, you tell people.
Yeah, what the?
No, it's not like he hides it. When people ask him,
I tell them I'm
he
Puerto
tells
Rican and black. What are you talking about? I've always told
But
you.
when I ask you,
Bro, what
how
the
do you
fuck are you
identify
talking
in society?
Bro, what are you
Aaron,
talking
you
about
literally
right
have
now?
told me that you identify as a black man. We've had this
chose to be
conversation.
black.
You chose the black side, and
You are
Like,
black.
why are you doing that?
What are you
You
talking
abandoned
about?
your-
Me and you have literally had this conversation.
Latina.
And I said, oh,
And
no,
I said-
I'm
When
just
he learned
black.
how to talk.
I said
Black and
I
Puerto Rican.
identify. You say I identify as a black man.
what box do you check on your test? On the job application, what box did you check?
I put multiracial.
He chose to be black. He's a black man.
He chooses.
That's
what-
But
funny
no,
that you're
application-
literally saying that now when you've had this conversation.
What are you talking about?
We've had this conversation. How do you identify in this world, being that you're biracial?
Are you asking me if someone asked me, what am I?
No, I asked you, how do you identify? And you said, I identify as a black man. If somebody were to ask me...
Because most of the things I know are black.
Whoa, what's black?
That's my whole point, is that he really... If somebody asks him, what are you? He'll say black and Puerto Rican. But if somebody
Because I am.
asks you... That's fine. But if somebody asks you, how do you identify? You say black. That was all I was saying.
No.
You literally just said
like-
that.
That's not what I said. I'm saying
So-
that I don't know that much Spanish culture. What do you
So what do you
talking about?
identify as if society
What's the
were
difference
to
between
ask you?
identity?
I tell them both. If they ask me, I'm going to tell them both.
No, nobody's asking
You
you,
just
what
said it's-
are you. So if somebody asks you what you identify as,
I'm both still.
all right, Aaron, you literally just said a black man. When you
No,
had
I
this
said
conversation
Have
off
you-
camera, you said a black man.
Have you ever dated outside of like, I guess, the Puerto Rican and black spectrum?
No.
No.
Is there a reason?
No. You've only dated black girls.
No. But when you say date, do you mean? Because remember, Beans only had two.
I'm not talking about. I'm just talking about like
Has he had
Relationship, like
not
sex?
even just relationship, but I mean, I don't know. I guess talk to a girl for longer than a week. That wasn't.
Talk to when you. I mean, you got to describe this type of stuff.
I'm just feel. Have you ever?
Men
been
don't date like
intimate-
how women date.
Okay.
When the man you
Here we
say,
go,
have you
the-
had
the-
sex?
the logical-
With yeah.
with the men.
Listen,
Oh my god.
Okay, have you ever? I don't know. I guess you just never consistently talked to, or have you ever talked to a girl? I don't know. Not
Romantically.
Serious. Yeah, like romantically. You know, just wanted to hit. I don't really care about all of that. Just like if you have you
But
ever
dating
come
is
across
different.
somebody who just
But
said
dating
they
is
don't
different to me.
date, or how do you feel about somebody who just doesn't date within their race? I guess
Shit,
is
I
what
don't
I'm
give a
trying
damn
to
what
say.
you do. If you don't want to date in your race, you don't want to date in your race. That has nothing to do with me.
Do you-
I don't care.
What are your
Do you
thoughts
think
on
it's
I
that?
feel no kind of way about
I
that.
don't think that's weird.
I
I
don't
think
feel
that's
any kind of way about that. You date.
I
who
think
you
no.
wanna
I think
date.
it's weird when people are when black men specifically say they don't
So why is it
date
just black men?
black.
So if white men don't want to date, white
I think
people,
that's
they wanna
weird
date black
too.
people, that's a problem?
I think that's weird too,
Oh,
but
that's
I
fine.
can't speak
I
from
just-
that
you
experience.
just said that. That's
I'm
why I
speaking from
just
my
asked.
experience. So when black men say they don't date black women, it's always like this generic, oh, black women have an attitude, they don't know how to be submissive, they're angry,
women
they're
have
blah 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 blah
attitudes.
blah, and it's just like,
But it's just so
Who hurt
crazy
you?
to me how black men screaming from the fucking mountaintops, and you don't hear, other, Hispanic guys, white guys, Native American guys, Asian guys yelling, I don't date Asian women because they're such and such and such, and blah 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 blah. Like
you never hear that.
I
Like
think
you
I
don't
can't
think
hear
necessarily
it. You
say that. I
don't
can't
hear
say
it.
you're not in those communities.
that's
so
what I
you
was about
can't
to
say
say.
that.
That's
You
what I was
don't
just
know
about to
that.
say.
You
But
don't know
come
what
on,
they
Jim,
say.
why is it so
You're not in
prominent?
those
to-
communities.
It's prominent because
You're not in
everybody
those
you
communities.
follow on Instagram is black. Everybody
black.
you follow on Facebook is
Most
black.
of the people,
You're black.
95% of the people
I
you
feel
follow
like
is
the
black.
internet is a vast
The people you know and hang out with are
okay?
black.
How many? If you see a meme, 9 times out of 10 is gonna be a meme about African Americans or maybe white people. Yes. Oh my god.
African American culture.
Yeah, African
at
American
least,
culture.
even if it's not
Or African American point of view.
I feel like I have a
If
couple
there's-
different social medias, like I have Tumblr and stuff like that. So I'm not just following black people.
Do you see any?
But you don't know.
Do you see any other meme that only a Mexican would understand?
Yeah. And I asked my friend.
How often do you see that?
I mean, I follow Hispanic people, so I see it quite frequently.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
Okay.
How
Well,
the
I
fuck
How you gonna ask her and then tell
Yeah, I'm
her
sorry,
that
yeah,
she
that's wrong to do,
lying?
but-
That's
Okay.
not a lie.
All right.
Like if there was a meme
But-
that was in Spanish that I thought was funny, I'll ask my homeboy, hey, what does this say? And he tell me, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's funny. Like I see memes, I see
Okay.
different cultures stuff.
But
It's the internet.
I think other races may do the same thing, but I feel like black people need to date black people and keep the bloodline strong.
Oh well, that's not what I was asking. I was asking,
What was you
have
asking?
you ever like? I don't know. I guess you haven't. Then have you ever
What?
dated like?
You haven't dated.
I had two girlfriends.
I'm not even that.
Okay, but it's hard to answer.
Yes,
ask this
I
question
dated.
with
I
you because
talked
they
to
wanna
somebody
be, like,
outside of my race.
so specific
Okay.
about the
Date.
word
But
date.
why didn't
I
you
don't date.
continue to?
Why didn't
I
I
wasn't
continue to?
dating.
Because I was in a relationship when I was talking to her.
Oh well.
I was already in something. But I would never even do it seriously because I think people need to date within their race.
I would.
And
I
if
don't-
B's being
I
having
don't care
two
who you
races,
date with.
you can choose
I don't give a
both.
damn who you date. Not even that. I don't give a damn who you date. Like if you feel a connection with somebody,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's
I
from
will
the big
say
scheme
that
of it.
I don't have I don't
Who
have
you
a
wanna
big
date?
problem with it. I will say that I'm of course pro-black, but if that's who you want to talk to, I have no problem with it. But the moment that you try to tear down your counterpart and like make them out to be shit is what I do have a problem with. Like you can date whoever, whatever race you want to date, but the moment you get on the internet talking about how Keisha is this, that, and the third, just because some black
can't
girl may
Keisha
have
be
told
that?
you was ugly in kindergarten,
Because
all of
they-
a sudden you hate them for the rest of
Okay,
your life.
okay,
They
but
generalize
look at it
all
from
black
this.
women.
Yeah, when you generalize, you put us all
Okay.
in this box
Generalize a lot of
because
shit.
one
You
woman
generalize
hurt
shit.
you.
you guys, that's a double standard. You guys generalize shit all the time.
I don't.
It might not be about race. What? Yes, you do.
You just generalized on one of the pods where you said, "How come people think girls get cheated on more?" That's a generalization.
What?
That's a general statement. You're making a blanket
Well, no, are
statement
you?
about
No,
what you feel people
I feel
do.
like you're trying to
That's
say.
generalizing.
I feel like you're trying to say that I basically categorize all black men the same, and that's not the case.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No,
I'm saying
just
you
the
make
fact
general
that that was
statements.
a general
Period.
statement that you
And
made.
on anything,
now
you
that-
make general
and he was
statements. You
making a
can't pick
general
and choose
statement
when it's
from his
okay.
experience.
What was the general statement from
The
his
general
experience?
statement you made was that
Not
how
me.
come the general statement you made was that people say that girls get cheated on.
But
more and
I
take
made
them back.
that statement.
His general statement was that Keisha, black girls gonna have more attitudes than white women.
No, when I feel like I said that statement
I'm
because
saying this is
this
a
is
double
the
standard.
conversation. This is a conversation that's being had way more than men talking about how they've been cheated on. So in most cases, most of the time, women are coming out and being vulnerable and saying it versus men who like to hide away from it and hold on and harbor it. I'm saying that just because based off of what the discussion, how it has come to pass, what we talk about, what we see. But I
That's
feel
a general
like
statement. You're generalizing it.
but that's only because the conversation it doesn't happen as frequently. And men aren't coming out and saying that they've been cheating on. It's not a discussion, and which means they're withholding it and they're harboring
But at
that.
the same time,
But so you can say that
But
you don't know.
no,
them.
I'm not trying. I feel like
you don't like the
you're-
fact that he generalized the black woman that way. You can say that. That make like you
That's
can say
fine. That's totally fine if you don't like
you
it.
can't.
That's cool.
Yeah, you can't because the thing is he generalized it, but you can't say, oh, I don't like that he You don't like the fact that he tried to put that type. Because just like how people say, oh, all my black women are queens.
But the moment-
it's a general
the thing
statement.
about
That's just
it
a negative
is-
general
The
statement.
thing about it is when the whole thing about where women are more likely to forgive a man cheating versus a man is not as likely
No,
to forgive
I'm
a
not-
woman cheating is because the men don't have the conversation about it.
Yes. No, I'm talking about the fact of you don't like the general statement that he made.
I
Yes, agreed, right?
I don't like the general statement that
Yes.
he made, but I also don't like the fact that you are basic. It's like basically kind of
It's a
like a
put
negative connotation. Like it's
Yeah, that's
very
what you don't
it's
like.
very
So
disruptive.
you're picking and choosing when it's okay to generalize things. That's all I'm saying.
No,
You're
I'm
not-
not
she's
picking
not-
and
she's
choosing.
not saying,
oh,
I'm not-
don't
I'm not-
generalize it. I
I'm
think
not
it's
saying.
just she
I'm
don't
just
like
saying,
that general
I'm not
statement.
saying
That's what I'm
that
saying. You
all
don't like
men
that
do
one, so
it.
you're
I'm
picking
not
and choosing
saying
when it's
that all
okay to
men do
generalize
it.
things.
No, she
I'm
didn't
not
say it's
saying
not
that all-
okay to do it or not okay.
I wasn't saying that. I
It's
wasn't
just saying
saying
she doesn't
that.
like that
I was
general
just saying
statement.
I don't like the general statement. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but what I do feel like is if you're going to date somebody and you're in love with that person, if you're dating, this white girl, you're in love with Sally, that's all great. That's all fine.
Becky.
But you don't get on the internet and try to tear. Why do you do it?
Yeah, why
do you have to feel the need to? Why can't you just be happy with who you're with without tearing down?
Validates your relationship with this white woman when you throw stones.
Do you really love her, or are you just dating her to get back at black women?
That's what she's saying. That's what she doesn't like when black men take that stance and generalize black women by putting them down and saying look at this white woman that I'm dating, and I'm dating her because she's not angry and she's submissive and she don't do this.
That's a self-hate thing.
I agree with that. That's fine.
I think it's a self-hate thing.
So your question is saying that
I feel like when you feel like you have to do that, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you internally. You're struggling with who you are. You're struggling with what you have, like your blood, like your ancestors. You're struggling with your culture. You are basically bashing. You're with this person that you claim you love, but you're also bashing, your race and the women who.
Your mom, your aunt.
Yeah, I don't get it. So why wouldn't you just love that woman in peace and leave us alone?
I mean, I think that there's probably. I mean, what your quick? I don't know. Like I said, I think black people need to date black people. Yes, I've dated outside my race, but it was never serious, and would have never taken it serious because you're not black.
I tried it once in second grade.
I tried it
once.
Second grade don't
maybe
count.
not in second grade. And I broke up with him because.
So you started early dating.
Oh man, no! It was like holding hands at the sandbox type thing.
Early dating.
And so. He was it was like holding hands. It was may have been like first grade or something. It may have been like first grade. And I remember we were learning about slavery. And I broke up with him. I was like, I can't be with you because your people own my people.
Ew.
And that's pretty much how it worked.
Black needs to date black. It's in our race.
I've dated outside of my race.
I was joking. I don't
I feel like
whenever you're weakening the black bloodline. You got black people need to be with black.
I don't know.
People.
I just feel like I don't know. I feel like
I think it was a different experience.
Who was
dating
it?
That's gross.
I've dated.
You dated a what?
Who was it?
I've dated outside of my race.
She said she's dated a handful of white men.
I dated a handful of white men. I've dated
white men? Seriously? White men?
When I say handful, it's like a handful, and my hands are small.
Why you were an adult?
On one hand, more than 5 fingers?
Why you were an adult?
No. As an adult, young adult,
what?
I had a white experience in middle school.
How did that work?
No, middle, 8th grade going 9th grade.
Did you reach out to the white person first, or did the white person reach out to you first? Like, how does a white man approach a black woman? How does a black woman?
I think it was more so
that's such a stupid question. I'm sorry.
More
Edit
so
that out.
It's just mutual.
They're human still.
It's more so mutual, or it could just honestly just be like a man pursuing a woman. That's really kind of like how it was.
Did he just walk up on you? What's up, sister? Like did he try?
No, it wasn't anything.
Did he try my African?
But I can definitely say the one reason why I stopped hanging out with one.
So you can't give your friend no shit no more. I'm gonna take his side every time. I'm gonna make sure you don't ever give him no shit. You know who I'm talking about because I just don't want to say no names. I'm gonna make sure you don't ever give him no more shit.
No, but that's his majority.
I don't give a fuck what it is. You can't give nobody no shit.
Mine was like a dabble. Just
I don't
to be
care
like,
what
okay,
it is.
it's a different experience.
You've done it. I don't
care.
But
the one reason why I stopped is because it did seem as though it was more of a fetish. His for women of color, and it really was unsettling to me that your grown white ass has only dated women of color, and women of color being black women or Latinas. That's a fetish.
Can I give you a preference?
I would. That's lit to marry your fetish though. Like if you have a fetish with feet, you would want your girlfriend to have.
I feel like
all men fantasize.
I feel like you will never be fulfilled. Like you're always just wanting more.
If you marry your fetish, that's
if you marry your fetish, that would be good. Because if you're a fetish, you're upset. Yeah, like if you have a foot fetish, your wife would have to have pretty feet. Right?
What do you want me to say?
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
My AirPod's gonna die soon.
That's really my thing. Like, I don't have a problem with it. Like, that's fine, but just don't tear down your
I don't care who you
entire race.
Whoever the hell you want to.
Because think a couple years, 100 years from now,
because
it won't even be no more races. Everybody gonna be mixed.
When you a black man, you have a baby.
That's
that's
a lie.
That's not true at all.
Okay.
You got to get fucked up.
Hold on, wait.
Yes.
Drew, that's a lie. We're saying that's a lie to you. Don't say that in 100 years there's not going to be any race. We're still going to be very like pocketed in individuals. Amber, what did you say?
Less and less.
No, I was saying that even you can't just erase who you are because you date someone that's not within your race. Like, you don't automatically it's not like you date a white girl and you're not black anymore. Like, you can't hide from yourself, even though you may try to cover it up with doing this. But
I will say this really quickly. I'm sorry to interrupt you. How everybody tries to say, like, I think like people tend to play both sides of that. Like how we're having this whole like racial thing, and we're trying to say like, hey, we're not our skin color. Mm-hmm. Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, no,
but like,
I am my skin.
Keep going.
Does that? I don't even know.
No,
like,
we're not our skin.
You're trying to say like I'm a person at the end of the day.
Yes, you do.
Oh,
like,
no,
I'm not my skin. I'm not.
You're
my skin color.
No, you are your skin color.
No, you are, because that's how society looks at you.
That's how everybody looks at everybody.
No, that's what
I don't like when people say,
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying because that's how society makes it. But I'm saying everybody tries to be like, oh yeah, like I'm a person. Like we're all like people. I'm saying everybody tries to say that.
Yeah, we're all human beings, but that's like fucking 4B on the list. When you want to do like a synopsis, when you just do like a general like, oh, it's a human being, and you just have your, I guess, like generalizations or your stereotypes that run through your mind. Everybody has snap judgment. Mm-hmm. It's just whether or not you act.
I'm just saying that everyone's trying to be like, oh yeah, don't, like, telling everybody in the country like, oh yeah, like, don't judge me like off of my skin tone because I'm black, and then you just said that you are who you are because you're black.
I feel like the people who mostly say don't judge
you're trying to say like
tone,
you should be.
I'm just saying you can't say those. You can't say both of those things. Yeah, you can't say both of those things and say like you are who you are. Like you don't try to date outside of your race, or something like don't not date your race because at the end of the day you are who you are. But then in the same breath turn around and tell everybody don't judge me because I'm black.
I understand exactly. I understand what you're saying. But I say judge me because I'm black. I know people going to judge you because you're black. That's fine.
No, I'm not saying you're not going to get judged. I know for a fact that you are. I know that's a fact.
I mean, everybody gets judged.
But you're saying that, like, people can't say those two things.
I'm just saying you can't say both of those. They contradict each other.
The things of don't judge me because I'm black, and then say...
But then say, I am who I am because I'm black.
I am because I'm black.
Oh. Okay.
You can't say both of those.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're opposite.
No, I feel like you can say that because I think when they say don't judge me because I'm black, it's more so don't judge me off of your initial thoughts because you see a black person.
You have to.
I mean, no, but that's what I said. Everybody has a snap judgment, but what I think they're saying is don't let your snap judgment be all that you think of me or whatever you may think of when you see or hear of black people, because I'm still a person at the end of the day.
But I am who I am because I'm black.
That there is a uniqueness about being black.
Yeah.
That just like there may be a uniqueness about being white. I don't see it. I'm not white. I'm not in that community. But there is also a uniqueness of being black. Like a lot of things, a lot of cultures come from us.
But think of this. Imagine this now. A white person says, oh, I know who you are because you're black.
And that's what I mean by somebody saying, like, don't judge me because you see that I'm black, but also know that there are unique things about me and a way that I move through this world and things that I may do because I am black. But like I said, off that snap judgment is negative.
Certain things to us a lot, but we don't prejudge them. We always give them. Black people are raised in the church, and black people are raised in the church, and black
white people.
I'm not saying I don't prejudge,
but I feel as though you do. But it's a difference between acting off of it, and it's also a difference between black people raised in a church and raised off of religion, and also learning to be more forgiving than other cultures. We're always taught to be forgiving.
I judge white people off the strength that you white because I assume how I feel like you're gonna act. So
but that's everybody. But I feel as though that you don't necessarily verbalize it. You may change.
My actions show it. my nigga, I don't trust you like that because you're white.
And it all really depends on if we're in their space or if they're in our space.
Yeah.
Like if they're in my space, I'm gonna be. I'm now starting to realize just to be me regardless. Talk how I talk.
Do you
regardless.
feel like it's the same? Like if you like go to a party and you're the I guess it depends on the type of crowd. Because like if you go to a party and you're the only black person, or if you go to a party and you're the only white person, like do you feel like they're? I don't know. I guess
in America is different than overseas. I'll tell you that. Because if you the only black person overseas, it's lit for you. That's a fact.
But the thing is, that's not even
I feel like that's a fetish.
That's not even gonna happen.
That's like token
that happened
black
in Croatia.
boy, black
in Croatia,
girl.
we were the only black people in the club.
Well, I'll give you. I guess
Only
depending
place.
on where you
Yeah,
go,
that's what I'm
more
saying,
than
like
likely it's
certain
not gonna
places.
happen because there's like African people. Everywhere.
Yeah, but in Croatia,
So more than likely, 9.9 times out of 10, anywhere you go, you're not gonna be the only black person. I was in fucking Asia and I wasn't the only black person in the club. Like, it's more than likely that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
I guess it depends on where you are in Asia, because I've had friends who travel to Asia.
No, of course
and
that
get,
can happen.
reported and
100%.
shit like
No, 100%. I'm saying it depends on where you
people
are.
were trying to take pictures with us. I'm like, why do they want to take pictures with me? They kept coming up to take pictures with me. It's because they never saw a girl so black that they wanted to take a picture with me.
Bro,
I was like an endangered species or something.
Oh my goodness.
They were like, oh, we see a black girl. Let's take a picture with her. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody. I think black people should date black people.
Like I stand with date whoever you want to date, but there's an issue with you trying to tear down your.
Oh, you can date. You can date outside your race, but like have babies with black people.
Drew, stop.
Oh my god.
So ridiculous.
I mean, people feel that way.
Yeah, I think it should
Stop
be like
shaking
that.
the table.
I don't give a damn who you date. I don't give a damn what anybody do with their life. Do what the fuck you want to do.
But when it affects you,
you don't want Bree to do whatever she want to do.
I don't care if Bree does whatever she. I say that all the time.
I'm just gonna accordingly and do what I want to do.
I say that. I say that all the time. I say do whatever you want. I'm gonna tell you what I don't.
I'm gonna leave. I don't like it.
Exactly.
I'm just going.
Exactly. You can do whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do.
Don't nobody
I don't know why that's like. I don't know why that's a mockery.
Because it's crazy.
Nobody want to hear that.
What you wanna
That's
do?
why I told him, I was
on this
like,
podcast
when he
and
say that, it comes off like an ultimatum. I don't like it. Because it's like a threat. It's like, do what you want to do and see me leave.
Yeah, like it's like I feel like it's no. I feel like you care.
I'm just
just
telling
not
you.
do what you want to do.
I'm not gonna act like I'm not like I wouldn't care like the relationship's over, but obviously you don't respect me enough to not do certain shit that I'm not okay with, so that's fine. You want to continue to do that shit? That's totally fine. Continue to do you. I don't want you to.
It's like
do what you want to do.
like a non-negotiable. Like a non-negotiable type thing.
No, I feel like it's like
a non-negotiable.
You can't
like if
help.
I tell you,
I feel like it's like you can't help what another person does, but you can't help your reaction. Like if you choose to do something that I don't agree with,
there's something that there's certain non-negotiables that if you was to do.
What?
Now we deep in it, but like in the beginning, like if we were to do that, I would feel like I would like a it's an ultimatum.
But you can't sit here and say that.
I would give you
nothing.
You gave me ultimatums.
You can't. No, what I'm saying is you can't sit here and say all across the board like I do what you want to do.
Yeah, nah, but I'm just saying like but certain things if I'm like don't do this
I'm just not gonna tell
like
you,
non-negotiables.
I'm not gonna tell you what not to do. I'm
like
gonna tell you what I don't like, and you can do with that information what you please.
Okay, but this is why you can't do that though, Beans. And I'm about to bring the whole podcast full circle right here. Because if you say I don't like that, but you do what you want to do, then that's how you end up losing yourselves. Because at the beginning of the podcast, y'all all like
tolerate it.
No, but the thing is, if you say if that's like you saying, Andrew, I don't want you to cheat, but you do what you want to do. It is so in a sense
you gonna fucking cheat.
But that's what I'm saying. But it's better if you
don't do that weird shit yours do.
If you do like the I like the ultimatum type thing. Like if there's something I don't like that you do, okay.
Open.
I don't like it when you do that. If you do that, then it's a dub. Or I can't I prefer doing it that way. You'll never lose yourself that way. Cause both of y'all, all three of y'all just said things. If you were to say in your relationship, X nigga, don't cheat on me or it's a dub and there ain't gonna be no back and forth. You never lose yourself. If Bree said, "Oh, I don't want to stay up late. I'm going to take my ass to sleep," you wouldn't have felt like you lost that independence in that. If Bean said, "No, don't want to chill right now. I'm about to hit this shit." Boom, like you never leave yourself in that situation when you just.
I'm trying to figure out what that has to do with what I said.
Because you say you just do it like, "Oh, I don't like this, but do what you want to do." It should be a no. I don't like this. You need to stop that, or I'ma slide.
No, because you can't.
Just,
that's the
way
same
you never,
shit.
I don't think it is because I think
But
what Drew,
no, it's more straightforward.
I think what
control.
Drew is saying is that it kind of puts you in limbo because you're just like,
yeah.
I don't like this, but do what you want to do, because it kind of also puts you in a space where it's like, shit, if this person were to do something that you don't like, it's like a damn, like I really appreciate this relationship. I want it to continue. I told you this was something that I don't want to do, and then it kind of puts you in a space
like
where
it makes it like you're trying, like you're willing to deal with it. Yeah, the person will make you. The person would think, "Oh, he's fine with it. It's not a big deal."
It'll make you teeter.
But it makes who teeter? You? Like in that scenario, it makes you teeter?
No, I think it'll make humans teeter by
I'm
saying
asking you when I say that to you. I'm saying, what does it do to you when I say that?
It's an ultimatum. It's like,
and what does that make you do? I'm saying,
an ultimatum to me is just like, well, shit. That really makes me want to do it just to fucking see what the reaction is. Like, I just personally don't like ultimatums at all.
Okay, well, I'm just letting you, with me, that shit ain't never gonna work. You can do it, and when I know that you're doing it,
and that's why I was telling you the way that you worded it comes off as an ultimatum. So just stop.
I don't know
because that makes me feel. That makes me more like it makes me feel rebellious. Wants to rebel against it because you're like trying to control me as a person versus like this is something that I don't want in my relationship, and this is something that I won't stand for.
That's the same thing.
No, it's the way that it's delivered.
Yeah,
I always tell you, it's the way that it's delivered.
Yeah,
so
no, like that. I feel like
it's the way that it's delivered.
So if I
what, give an ultimatum?
No, if you were like, do what you want to do, blah blah blah.
No,
blah.
but no. The way I would say it is more of an ultimate. No, I would say I don't like you doing this. We're not gonna work if you do this. I'ma slide.
Okay, but
I appreciate that more.
It's the same shit.
No, it's not.
But the way I'm saying it is more of an ultimatum.
True, that's not what Bree's saying. No,
the way I'm saying
Bree
it
is saying she doesn't like
it's not an ultimatum.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. You say no, it's not. By literally telling somebody, these are the things that I won't accept in a relationship, and I'll leave. Is more like, okay, cool. I got a clear viewpoint of the things that you don't like versus do what you want to do and I'ma just leave.
So how?
Like
so
I feel as though
I started off.
Hold on, be quiet.
Saying,
I feel as though like the whole like do what you want to do and I'ma just leave. It comes off as threatening. It's an ultimatum. Versus like these are the things that I don't like in a relationship.
So I started off by saying the things that I don't like. I started off by saying
it's the delivery.
Okay,
I keep saying this
so listen to what I'm saying. If I say, for instance, hey, I don't like when you, I don't want you. I wouldn't like it if you talk to someone that you've had dealings with. But I'm not here to control you. You can do whatever
don't put that ending part on there. Just don't even do it.
The thing is, it's not you trying to control them, but I don't know.
I don't want anything. I'm telling you what I do not like.
And I'm telling you that comes off as controlling.
Okay, so how would you like me to word it so I can word it right now and it be on the record? Go ahead. Tell me how you want me to do it.
Like, these are the things that I don't want in my relationship and I won't accept them.
Okay, so I don't want you talking to anyone that you dealt with in my relationship and I won't accept it.
Boom.
Okay.
And you stand firm to it. And you'll never lose yourself.
I don't see how that's different than what I said before, but
it's the difference.
If it helps you accept it better,
that's what I tell you. It's all your delivery.
I'm with it.
It's all delivery.
Again, like I said, I will not accept you talking to people that you have dealt with in the past.
Yeah, but I mean, that's also something that I feel as though in our relationship.
That sounds more controlling to me.
No, I feel like in our relationship, that's something
that sounds way more controlling to me than me saying you can do what you want to do.
But the thing is, it's still the way that you. It is. It's threatening.
It's really not.
It's like I really want you to do something. I want you to do something.
I don't want you to do that.
Whenever you say that, I understand exactly what you're talking when he says that.
I understand.
Drew, please help me, bro.
Because by him saying that, it's basically saying like, he really wants you. He doesn't.
No, that's like when I go out with my friends and you're like, and you don't really
help.
want me to go, but you're like, oh, do what you want to do, Amber. You're gonna.
That's
do
how
it
it comes
anyway.
off, and like it's I don't like it.
That
No,
means,
but here's my
oh,
thing:
he
if
don't really want me
you're
to
gonna do it
go.
anyway, means that I'm not gonna be in a relationship with you. If it's something I just am not really, I'm not gonna deal with.
I don't know, but I also feel as though for that particular instance, that's something that you need to work through with yourself.
I'm not going to.
You need to.
I'm not ever going to.
You need
Drew,
to because I
can
think
you please help me, bro?
I think it's absolutely
Can you please help me?
irrational
I'm
and
trying to help you
illogical
right
to
now on
tell.
how to do
But
this.
no,
I'm telling
okay,
you right now.
this is what I'm going to say, and then I'll let you jump in. I feel as though as a human being, it's absolutely irrational and illogical to tell your partner to never have any type of conversation with anybody that you've dealt with in your past. I feel like that's absolutely crazy because like Aaron is like, oh, well, you don't need to say hey. You don't need to speak to him. I think that's crazy as a human being to say to somebody that you should not speak to them. I think that's crazy. Like, as a human being, it's just like, hey, how are you? I'm good. What's up? And just leave it at that.
Why you hit? I said if they hit you, I told you before. I said if they hit you up, cool.
But you still want it to be. But you want it to be like a don't talk to me. I'm in a relationship.
I'm so glad we're having this conversation.
That's crazy.
That's not what I said.
I'm telling y'all, I have the perfect advice for this because I'm trying to tell y'all this is how you do it, and this is where you let them know if the bond is lit or not. And I never lost myself in a relationship because of this.
Oh God!
You never
because
been in a relationship serious before this.
You literally say, okay, this is what it is. I don't like this. If you do that, I'm going to slide. And you stay to it.
I just said
that.
That's I said that. I said that verbatim.
No, that's it.
Verbatim,
and then whenever you, no, wait, let me finish, y'all. Because then at that point,
2 minutes ago,
whenever you say, because listen, y'all.
Let him finish.
Listen, let me finish.
Really quick, I'm going to let you finish. Really quick. Did she or did she not agree with you 5 minutes ago when you just said the same shit?
No, he did not. He was saying that these are the things that I will not want in my relationship.
That's what I'm saying.
That's totally different. That's totally different from do what you want to do and I'm going to leave.
No, this is what I'm saying. No, this is what I'm saying.
That's not what I'm saying.
Let me finish. Like saying, like if whenever you're in a relationship, if you say, and this is something I stand firm on, if you say, oh, and this, I don't want you going out with your girls 5 nights out the week, right? This is just an example. 5 nights out the week. And then, because if you continue to do that, I'm a slide. And then that point, now the ball is in your partner's court. Okay, my man, that I love just said, oh, he doesn't want me to go out 5 nights a week. And then she tries to go out 5 nights a week again the next week. You slide. You stay firm. Because the thing is, at that point, the ball is in your partner's court. And the partner says, now the partner has to choose, do I want to go out 5 nights a week or do I want to make my partner happy? And then you let the partner choose, and once they choose,
like the
you do it like that.
And my thing is,
like that.
But Drew, here's my whole thing. This is exactly what I said. And tell me if there's a problem with this. I said, hey,
I can't be the one to choose if there's a problem with it because I can't answer that.
I'm asking you what
I can say my point of view, but somebody else can take it as a problem.
You your point of view.
You can't say that.
I can't say how
that he's right or wrong or that I'm right or wrong.
Okay, that's fine. At this point, I don't even care about that because we don't agree on that. I just want to see someone else's perspective. Okay. I told her verbatim, and you guys can both answer this. I said, hey, I don't like it if you talk to people that you've dealt with in the past. Now, let me finish. Can I finish?
Explain dealt with.
I'm about to.
Okay.
Anybody you have dated,
gone
on dates with, have sex with, anything in a relationship, any of those things. I did not like it if you talk to any of these people. Now, do what you want to do, and I will decide if I'm okay with it, if I want to accept it or not.
Let me tell you where that's wrong. I'm telling you right now exactly where that's wrong and how it's a slippery slope. Because when you say that, you got to be firm and you got to be firm with it. Say, okay, I don't want you to do that anymore because I don't like it. And if you do it, I'm going to slide. There's no in-betweens. There's no read between the lines. Like, it ain't nothing to read. You got to be straightforward with what it is. That's how I think, because then there's no.
I'm giving you a choice.
No, but
I'm not giving no choice. It ain't no.
No, but you can be
straight. You don't want nobody to read. It's loopy.
In
it's like,
your
do what you
delivery,
want, and then I'll decide if I want to stay.
No, I don't want you doing it.
Yes, I don't want you doing that.
Yeah,
I don't like it. If you do it,
so you want more straight direct control then?
It's not direct control, Aaron. No, it's not.
All right, fine then. Don't talk to nobody you've dealt with. Let me find out you're doing it. I'm breaking up with you right now.
But that's
yes.
No, right now. I'm done. I'm not
It's a
talking about it
difference
anymore.
in between
I'm not
those
talking about.
deliveries.
I'm not talking about it
It's a
anymore. I'm
difference in
done.
those deliveries.
I'm
Like
done.
you take
and you
those
leave it like that, and you leave it
I'm not
like
talking about it
that.
no more.
You take
I'm
those
done.
words.
You were cool with what he said. I'm done.
Listen, you
I'm
take
done.
those words and you add
done.
that extra tone and diction to it,
Okay.
and it comes off as controlling.
Okay, well, hey, Brianna, if you talk to anybody,
but you really are trying to like make it into a joke, and I'm really
Because to me it is a
I'm
joke.
trying to teach you
Because
how to talk to me, and
to-
you don't know how to talk to me because you feel as though the way you talk is the way you talk, and it is what it is.
You do it too.
And that's
it's not
important
okay.
now. What Bree's saying now is super
the
important.
difference is
super important.
is that when you tell me how to speak to you or how you want something to be relayed, I try.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you that, you don't care.
I try too.
And
I just don't understand.
That's the difference.
I don't understand the difference between what he just said and how I repeated it. I don't.
It's your tone. It's your diction. It's your inflection.
Okay.
Like,
well, hey.
you can't
okay.
just
Okay.
talk to people like
So
that.
hey, Brianna.
But you're still on your tippy toes.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Because I'm trying to talk over you right now. I'm
That's
gonna
why
calm
I said
down.
you're still on your tippy
Okay.
toes, and I need you to bring
so
it down.
Brianna,
And when we have a conversation, when you are speaking to me,
I'm talking.
I'm still in the middle of what I am saying.
Okay, go ahead.
When
Brianna.
you are speaking to me, one, I need the sarcasm to exit. I don't need the okay, Brianna. I am not a child. You're not the parent.
Who are you talking to when I tell you the same shit?
You
talk to me like I'm one of your students.
But you
get out of here. You give me the same
that's
respect,
the
and you got it from me.
You always
give it to me, and you got it from me.
The tit for tat.
100%.
You want to do the
You give it to me, and you have it from me.
You really want to do the tit for tat, and I've been telling you,
no.
You don't care, and that's the difference between you and I, and that's where I draw the line in the sand. Because I literally try to accommodate you, and this entire time throughout this conversation, you've like been shrugging it off and you've been indifferent, which lets me know that's a big fuck you to me, and it's disrespectful, and I don't like it.
Okay, well, I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm telling you that in order for I tell you all the time that I feel like you are like the way that you talk to me, you're disrespectful because you talk to me like I'm one of your students, and I'm telling you. In order to get respect from me, you have to give it to me. You talk to me like I'm one of your students. I'm going to give you the same.
When is the last time I talked to you like...
Brianna, you do it all the time. And I tell you, I don't know. We both... Stop. This is one thing I don't like. She knows for a fact that I have a bad memory. And I told her this all the time. Then she always tries to put me on the spot to try to prove her point. When I'm telling you, I've had 3 concussions. My memory is bad.
I'm not proving any point. I'm
so
literally
what are you asking me for? I don't have an example right now.
So I can be like, okay, well,
I don't have
what was my tone or what was my delivery in that situation?
I don't have
but
one.
But when you never have an example, I can never be Aaron, stop.
I don't have one.
I ask you for an example so that I can pinpoint in whatever point of conversation that we have, and I can be reflective and be like, okay, well, maybe your tone was fucked up. Maybe the way that you deliver this was fucked up. But when you can't give me an example, I can't be reflective.
Be reflective on the spot when I tell you. Because I tell you when you do it.
This is how I can tell y'all exactly how to
I want to get back to the other part. No, I want to get back to the other point because I want to say it in a way that she's going to understand it.
You can't. You don't want to do that now. You can't do that now. You can't do that now. No, I'm not. When I say now, I'm talking about while we're on this like this.
Hey, look. Okay, look.
You want to check
don't
off
tell
your
me how my
boxes.
mind works. I don't care anymore. How about that? I don't give a fuck. I told you how I felt.
Literally,
I don't care
how our conversations go.
And I'm telling you now because I don't care. Because every time
I
try to accommodate you and I try to say it how you want me to say it,
I don't
it's
care.
Oh no, you can't say it now like that. You gotta come back later. You gotta say it later.
It has to be the person that cares more. No, I'm not
the person who cares more.
I'm not going to be receptive.
What are you talking about? I accommodate you. I apologize. I say I'm wrong when I'm not. Get out of here. I don't want to hear that. Get out of here. I'm not rolling. I'm not letting you do that.
You don't feel like
I'm not letting you do that.
Both
I'm not letting you do that to me. I apologize more all the time. It's me who says sorry. I'm always the bigger person in the situation. I let you say you're right. Because you won't say you're wrong. When I just try to give you away and I try to say it in a nicer way, oh no, don't say it now.
Because I'm trying
Don't
to
say
teach
it.
you
Okay,
how to speak to me because you don't know how.
And I just attempted to, and you said no, don't
No,
do it right
because
now.
you're still on your tippy toes,
No,
and I need
wasn't.
you to calm.
When I was
Aaron,
talking, no, I wasn't.
It's a difference.
I
in
am
your
right
tone
now. I am right now. Yes, you're right.
Your
right
tone
now,
has been the same.
My tone is hype as fuck right now
It's
because
been
I'm tried. I tried.
Exactly the same.
Okay.
I'm not receptive to you when you have this tone
Okay,
at all,
Brianna.
and I tell you this all the time.
Okay, Brianna.
My
tried.
tone has not changed at
Brianna,
all.
I tried. Right now because we're on camera. That's fine.
Aaron, when we have disagreements, my tone does not change until you come back with the fuck yous and I don't care about this. I'm the person that does da 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 da.
I said fuck you. Okay.
Niggas laughing like the Joker. What the fuck?
All right.
This
cool.
is literally how it goes, and it's fucking exhausting.
Because I never said that. I never said
I'm
fuck
trying.
you.
All it takes is this. I'm
I
trying to
didn't
tell
say
y'all. This is a beautiful argumentative stage. It's fine, but all it takes is somebody has to be, when it comes to communicating, somebody has to be the one to be the bigger person and take
It's
the good
me.
communication route.
It's me.
And whenever you do take the route, you can't throw it in the other person's face whenever they don't take the route. You continue to just take that high road, and eventually you up that high road, that person's gonna come up that uphill battle and eventually meet you at that great communication spot where you are. Like right now, I'm at the good high road of the communication spot, and Amber's still traveling there to the good top high road also. But that's all it is. That's all it takes.
I do great.
A little bit.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. So
Miscommunication.
in general, in the relationship, in general, you're saying that and she's saying that she disagrees. I'm saying the same thing and she's saying that she disagrees. And she's on the other side saying that she's the one who does that. So my thing is, it's like, it's all perspective. Like, she likes to pick and choose. Okay, that's what I'm saying. She likes to pick and choose. Like, when she catches me, when I'm like already getting hyped because I feel like I can't talk and everything that I say is wrong. Like, I just tried to accommodate you. I was not talking loud. I was not talking crazy or anything. And then you just said, no, you can't say that right now.
I think the thing
I'm telling you about your tone and your inflection.
My tone was chill, just like it is right now.
No, it wasn't.
Well,
Aaron,
now
your tone is not chill.
Okay, Brianna, well, now that my tone's not chill now?
No.
But it's not a chill atmosphere. It's not chill energy, I would say.
Okay, because it's not a chill atmosphere doesn't mean my tone isn't chill. She just said my tone isn't chill.
It's still,
my tone is,
it's
chill,
hostile
bro.
as fuck.
How is my tone
the
hostile?
way that you like speak to me is hostile. The
Okay,
way
we'll
that
try
you
again in 25
that
minutes.
you harbor like the way your body language, all that is hostile
25
as
minutes
hell.
would be good. Yeah, 25 minutes would be
It's
good.
hostile.
So we'll come back to it in 25, 30 minutes.
Okay, it's just hostile.
Obviously, all of that is probably going to get... I'm going to say that probably all get cut out. Whatever.
And that was the podcast. Reel it in there.
I reel it in.
All right, well, I didn't have any, like, viewer
No finishing?
So.
Huh?
Well, you guys, thanks for tuning in with us again this week. I know we touched on a lot of serious topics, and everything's constantly changing. Everything's shifting so rapidly. So we'd love to hear your feedback and your responses on the podcast that we shared with you guys today and invited you in on. I guess join us next week for another one. If you guys have
and we haven't even got no
requests.
comment topics in a while either. Have we? Has anybody? No? So please send.
Well, we got one comment saying that me and Drew should be a bit more. I guess we should, pick a side. So I guess we're just team us. You know what I'm saying?
No, you don't.
No. He's not saying you're on each other's side. He's saying you guys play both sides of the fence. That you guys don't ever say, "Oh, this is how I feel on this right now," and that's it. You guys play both sides.
I feel like that nigga only watched one podcast.
No, he watches them all. We talk about it.
I feel like he ain't watched all the podcasts.
No, he watches them.
I mean, I feel like I know. I honestly feel like I do.
I feel like I have a stance. I feel like if I kind of understand where both perspectives are coming from, I want to voice that I do understand where both are coming from, but I have my own personal stance on it. I feel like y'all want me to choose, side with Bree or side with Aaron. When I can understand both sides, I can understand both perspectives. Like I can see where each couple, where each person is coming from.
I don't think that's what he's saying.
So if there is something I absolutely don't agree on, I'm gonna say it. I mean, I just, I feel like that should have been more direct. Like, what in particular Do you feel like
she doesn't take criticism
we were
well,
not?
you guys.
I know. Especially if you.
She doesn't
I
take. Side note.
I
She take this super personal.
I don't.
She'll probably
I
DM
don't
him
take it
about
well,
this.
especially if you're not direct and it's very vague.
As you
like,
can see,
what
me,
topic in particular do you feel like we weren't picking a side on? What
I'm
topic?
the level-headed. I'm the
What topic
level-headed.
was
I'm the
it?
level-headed one. I know. I'm.
What was it?
I bounce all over the place. That's
What
where
was
my
it?
brain
Which
works.
topic? Which podcast?
What
Which
was it?
episode? Do you feel
So
like?
please, anybody have any
What
more
was it?
comments of any topics, anything? Please slide them in or comment.
I'ma give
underneath
you
it.
the drama.
And I think we might start doing a vlog.
Who, us personally?
Yes.
Well, we tried to. Aaron had made us some stuff, made us a little thing a while back, but we never did it.
He did?
Yeah, he made us a logo. He did.
You never showed me that.
Yes,
did.
you did.
Beans?
Yes, he made us a logo like maybe like a year ago.
Beans did?
Yes,
You did?
Like, that's
he
not
did.
That shit was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long ass
That
time
shit was a
ago.
long-ass
And we
time
never did it.
I damn.
I
sure
still
don't
have the
remember
logo.
that.
I still have the
Was
page.
that me?
I still have the Instagram page. We just never
Yeah,
did
I don't
it.
know that. Oh, you talking about that spread love shit?
Yes, nigga.
Oh, that
and
was
not
not.
shit.
That
Don't call
wasn't.
it
That
shit.
wasn't a vlog.
It was
I
supposed
think
to
I'm just
be.
doing like a daily vlog. You know. But
Think bigger.
neither here nor there. But yeah. So that's the episode for today, huh?
Yeah.
Until next time.
See you next
Yeah,
week.
and be more direct with your comments.
God,
What
really.
episode? What minute?
Tell
What
us.
second?
What minute? Tell to the second.
Personal. Don't take it personal.
It is what it is.
Peace out.
Adios.
Bye, y'all.